Update the thing. Saudi watch-along. There we go. Oh, the timer started early. It says now to go. We're here for the pre-race. You know how we do. And I think I put one of my contact lenses in wrong. I think I put it in the wrong way around. Right, okay. Get the fan on. We've got a good battery in the headset. Amazing. Won't need to do a swap halfway through. Now would be a good time to insert ads. Who do they think we are? Sky Sports? Speaking of which, let me get up what I need to see. Bear with me. Welcome everyone. Welcome. We're gonna run through. So F1 is back. Yes, indeed, it is back. Just let me see what I want to see. Why is it so difficult? I get confused. It's Saturday still. I'm like, what? How is it Saturday? It is Saturday. Yes, welcome Liar Paddy, Jarsu in the house, Sasha, Leonard, Jet Ben Ukwa Beej. Don't know what that means. Welcome Elixir, Lucy's here. Hey, it's Amy's here. C's here. We've got Hey, it's Amy. We've got Hi, I'm C. Yeah, long time Tanzila. Good to see you back, my friend. It starts. Yeah, was I on time today? Was I kind of on time? So today is the watch along for the Saudi GP. Look, Max Verstappen is qualified on pole by over 3/10. No, is that right? Yeah, over 3/10. Because it was his first lap that was a Don lap. His second lap would have still got him pole. But it's just obscene, really. Like, let's just get straight into it. So Verstappen has qualified a second quicker than the Mercedes, basically. I mean, it's just, it ain't right. It's not cricket, frankly. So it looks like Charles Leclerc is the driver that will be able to potentially do something into turn one. I mean, do we want to see Leclerc just send it? Who wants to see Leclerc just absolutely send one recklessly up the inside? Can Norris win? Well, anything's possible. I would say it's unlikely. Yep, Sainz had an operation. Oh, let's pin that. Lucy's got it. Pin it straight up. Hello, my boss. Hello, Kofi. I didn't know it was your boss. What do I do? Welcome, D'Angelo Gedian. Vlak is in the house as well. Melissa Brett's here. Dutch Line in the house. Alan Reed. Mapsu. The real Ron. Not the fake Ron, the real Ron. Christopher Rains is here as well. Formula 1 Femme Fuel. What does that mean? Can Hamilton win? Like I said, anything's possible, but I would say it's almost impossible for Hamilton. Now, is this an advert for Peugeot? No, it's an advert for the Toyota. Why do all new cars look like Peugeots these days? Can Oscar win? I think Oscar is a faster driver right now than Lando Norris. Come at me, Lando fans. I'm just going to say it. I feel like Oscar just looks more relaxed. I feel like Lando probably has a lot more going on in his life. Like, he's all about the business side, and I feel like Lando's thinking like 20, 30 years ahead for his, post F1 career. I feel like Piastri's just living more in the moment of being an F1 driver, and I feel like he's probably a bit more focused, dare I say. So, let me know what you think. Lou says, I'm a Lando fan, I agree with you. Nothing wrong with it. Lando's still... I'm not saying Lando shouldn't do all that. I just think it's been very close between them. Piastri's, I think, had a slight edge, especially considering that he was a rookie last year. And Lando probably should be out qualifying Piastri. But I don't know. It's very easy to put it down to those small things. Welcome, Joker Falk. Christopher Rain's got the Bears out. We'll see what Oh Bear Man does today. Alan Reed, for those who have not heard the English expression, it's not cricket, it's an English language phrase meaning unsportsmanlike conduct in sports, in business, or life in general. Yeah, although cricket seems to do some weird stuff these days. Thanks, Afrotonda. Yeah, let's try and smash up to the 100 likes. Let's just go through that glass ceiling. Stream Elements bot is working today because it's a weekend. It doesn't work Fridays. Doesn't work Fridays. Do you think we'll see many overtakes? Right. I wouldn't be surprised if the race pretty much finishes in a very similar order, except Perez will overtake Leclerc. I think Alonso will get overtaken by Piastri, Norris, Russell, and probably Hamilton. I think Tsunoda will fall back a little bit. But otherwise, I think there's not... Well, I say Bearman, but, you know, he's not going to want to take someone out. We'll see. DRS available here, obviously. Timer, you start 40 minutes before start. Yes, indeed. I've got the 40-minute timer. I'll give you a sneak peek. Here you go. Oh, that's 30-minute one. Goodness me. Boom. There we go. I definitely put my contact in the wrong way around. So does it mean I'm seeing everything upside down? Amy, I want Oscar to win, but want Lando to win because he deserves it, TBH. But if Max or Charles win, Amy, you need to... Can you come back and pick a driver? That you've mentioned 4 people there. We need to get off that fence. Yeah, welcome to the new subscribers. Maybe we can go to 82k today. Who knows? Oh, look at that blur. Look at that. Whoa! Look at that! That's awesome. Okay, welcome Zoe. JS looks kind of confused. Confused emoji. At least one safety car. Yeah, we should do sort of not, you know, not like official betting, but we should do sort of like you know, how many safety cars. We've got Ricardo Roulette. Have we still got Ricardo Roulette? Does anyone remember Ricardo Roulette? Who won Ricardo Roulette? Could bring back Ricardo Roulette. Spin the wheel. Liar wishes Carlos was here. Just wish you were here. Lorenzo, Charles has to get Max fight. It's going to be first corner or nothing, mate. If you were here for Bahrain, you remember that... I was going to say Vettel. Verstappen was, like, making a mad gap. Like, he was a second up, like, after the first lap, basically. So... Isabel Paflug here as well. Mapsu, I hope Hamilton will magically win and McLaren will be second. We'll see it, very unlikely. Lucy, I love what Ollie said yesterday. In F2, you drive... Oh, I saw that interview. I thought he came across really well. He said all the right things, like, it's not the circumstances I want to be here, but I'm over the moon. But yeah, he said in F2, you drive the cars to the car's maximum potential. In F1, it's down to the driver's max potential. He did make a bit of a contradiction because he said there's so much grip, but then he was like, on the last corner, I ran out of grip. Max said on the radio, he was like, yeah, the car's on absolute rails. I was saying yesterday how these ground effect cars, I think they've got to the point where there's just too much downforce, to be honest. It's not particularly exciting. Unless you're a real purist, like when I'm watching an onboard, I'm like, whoa. From a racing driver perspective, that's me with a racing driver hat on, but as a spectator, it's not particularly exciting to see cars on rails. Otherwise, I'd watch the World Railway Championships. Snazzy headphones. Yeah, these were actually gifted by Logitech for some stuff I did with them. They're my backup ones because these ones, they were trying to blow my ears out yesterday. These ones I've had for about... I may have had these for about a decade, to be honest. And they're not good. Like, whenever I wear these ones, I'm like, whoa, the quality in these ones is way better. But these ones work with my particular system, so... Where's the code for 20% off? You do get a code. It's not sponsored, but you do get a code for... You get 5% off everything at Logitech using the code Kireth, I believe, including their really expensive stuff. Apparently, I've never been paid by Logitech, like, through commission, so... But I assume I also get 5% off. OJ, in my Protosian, there are 17 cars finishing this race. Isabel, Carlos Sainz is actually in the paddock today. Goodness me. Well, breathing down Bearman's neck. Is he going to be putting his name above the garage again? Carlos Sainz. Did you know that Carlos Sainz Sr. also had appendicitis? Does anyone know that? Susie K in the house. Christopher, I want Ferrari to win, especially a fine race by Behrman. But my guess for the podium is Verstappen, Perez, and Leclerc. I think that's a very solid bet, to be honest. Would be my bet if I was a betting person. T saying Sonoda, just going in there with Sonoda. Welcome, Cliff. David, I believe 2 safety cars. New expecting Max to win. Will be interesting how Behrman does, though. Willie Donker, what are the chances of Fernando winning World Driving Championship in Red Bull? Well, this is the big drama yesterday. Apparently, has Helmut Marko been suspended? Has that been confirmed? See, there's some stuff that like Sky can't report on because they have inside information. They're not allowed to report on it. Whereas we can just really speculate. Like, we can just... Has he been fired yet? And if he gets fired, what does Max do? Because Max said yesterday, if Helmut goes, I go. How long is Carlos out for? Well, it looks like he's making all the signs he wants to be back for Australia. Is there any chance for Russell or Hamilton to be on the podium? I don't think so. I don't think so. Welcome Semlich in the house with the emojis. I didn't know we had that emoji. Yes, by the way, where did you get that emoji from? Oh, it's there. It's there. By the way, I've been working like an absolute beaver this morning, all day up to today, to realise the vision I talked about yesterday, where we have stuff regularly going on the Motorsport channel. I have a gameplay channel now that you won't be able to find it, but I'm going to unveil it. And there's going to be... I've got content that I've produced, recorded, voiced over, ready to go. There's content on that channel until May. Like, that's going to go until May, just with what I'm... press a button today, which is amazing. And that frees me up on this channel to really do those really insightful, sort of high budget value time pieces and not have to worry about interspersing that with just sort of general, stream race clips, for example. So there'll be some posts on that tomorrow. And yeah, I want to create another watch along channel as well, where we can just do random watch alongs. So we can just hang out for like random stuff. I thought that would be cool. Welcome to Kimmy Races, Gran Turismo 7 and Documents Fails. What a username. Good luck. OJ saying podium prediction. Verstappen, Leclerc, and Alfonso. Yes, bruv, I think Russell might finish in the top 5. Well, it's not out of the question. I just feel like Alonso will fall backwards. I feel like that Aston doesn't have the race pace. That's my hunch. So, yeah, can Russell take on both McLarens? We'll see. That might be one of the most interesting parts of this race, is Mercedes and the McLarens. Nino wants to go race. Yeah, we're still waiting. 47 minutes to go. Sky outside the Red Bull garage. Gonna see if Helmut Marko is wandering about. Animation, love you, brother. Love how you provide us with race data. Thank you very much. Well, it's just a reaction to factual events. Jill says, "Are you live?" I am live, unless I predicted that someone called Jill would come in and say, "Are you live?" So technically, I could not be live. Could all be a ruse. Could be pre-recorded. Simon with the beaver in the house. David didn't know about Helmut Marko being spent, so I've delayed too much and now I'm behind the chat, but I want to make sure I catch up with everyone. Like Chaya Kimono's just jumped in. Vlak is looking forward to a fast, clean race and hopefully a great first race for Behrman. No, I don't think I'll win. Is there anyone who is not really supporting Behrman in this race? Surely we're all supporting Behrman. Like, I know people often ask me, who's your favourite driver? And I'm like, I don't really have a favourite driver, to be honest. But I feel like here, everyone's a little bit of an Behrman fan. Is that fair to say? Lucy, who will Josh rub up the wrong way today? Well, Josh isn't here. He's at a rally. But I think they just like the banter. I think it would be too boring otherwise. They're just bantering it up. They're just creating their own drama. It's a bit like when like WWF wrestling, it just like it was so good. Like there was no competition. They had to create like Raw and SmackDown just to like bring some drama like themselves. That's what's happening at Red Bull. They're doing Raw, which is like Horner and the Thai lot, and then they got SmackDown, which is like Joss, Helmut, and Max. I don't get this sort of analysis on Sky Sports. Like Leclerc has to win for Leclerc. Well, he hasn't died. Carlos hasn't died. It's not like he's not a martyr. He's already back in the paddock. You make it sound like he died or something. Semlich, serious question: is there any real value in Dr. Helmut in today's Red Bull? Dr. Helmut, like, it's just a Bond villain thing, isn't it? Like Dr. Helmut. I don't know if that's really stereotypical from Bond movies, but it's like a yeah. Lucy predicts a Ferrari will have... Well, there was someone who came in yesterday, like a seance, who said, I'm really sorry, but I have visions, and they come true, and this is my vision. And I asked him to envision world peace. So is it one of those? Yash Chandani, I'm going to say it now, I think Cushion F2 is actually on a payback for his brother's unfair treatment at Trident years ago that caused him to quit his dreams. The Manies are back. There's another advert here for Alpine. Have I told you about this Alpine advert? They got the hypercar, the lightning, then there's some people dancing, then there's tennis or squash, then there's some street dancing, then there's a yacht, and more Alpine logos, some more dancing, then the Formula 1 car. It's like the weirdest advert I've ever seen for like anything ever. Isabel Flug, Sky Germany did a bunch of interviews and articles on the Helmut Marko, Max Verstappen, Chris Horner situation. Helmut isn't officially suspended yet, and there are constant rumors about Horner. So do we know, was all the stuff that leaked, was that true then? Has anyone from Red Bull been like, yeah, that's actually true? And was it Helmut that leaked it, basically? Welcome Console Gamer SA from Joburg. Chaya, I'm very curious how Behrman will do. Yeah, we'll see. Is it fair to say, like, a top 10 from Behrman, just points for Behrman is great? It's great for the Bearmeister. Isabel, Max seems to want everything to stay as it is. At least that's basically what he said in the interviews. Yeah, Max wants it. Well, you wouldn't want to change, would you, if you're Max? Is he basically telling? Is it a subtle sign he's like telling Horner to back off, like? Just don't meddle in this. There's all sorts of politics going at play. Kishan, if Behrman scores a podium today, I'll buy a Kireth membership. Well, we'll have to see. Someone has become a member. I'm all the top, but I can see that Melissa Brett has upgraded to Ultra Legend. Can we get some claps out for Melissa, who's done the big upgrade? She's upgraded the membership to Ultra Legend. Please, chap, can we get some claps out for Melissa? That's absolutely huge. That is a big membership tier, a lot of support. We had a lot of gifted memberships yesterday coming as well. A lot of people dabbling in the old membership, getting the emojis. And thank you so much, Melissa, for the upgrade with the bicycle. Hope you're enjoying the streams. What a start. I just want to have a good watch along today. This is the thing, like, it doesn't matter to me whether Max dominates this race or not. Like, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. I just want to enjoy the race, do the watch along, have no drama with the stream, and just sort of like see how the season develops, because it's all part of a longer story. Like, you know, Max is probably going to dominate this race. He's probably going to dominate at least the next few races. He might dominate the whole season, but it becomes part of the fabric. Like, when you zoom out, it becomes part of the fabric. It's like Michael Schumacher dominating from 2000 to 2005 becomes part of the fabric when Fernando Alonso comes after him in the Renault. So this is part of that fabric when you zoom out. I think a lot of people who are new to F1 are like, really like, you know, down on the tarmac. But when you zoom out, I'm going to be watching F1 till I die. So I just want to have a good fun watch along, and I've stripped it back a little bit, you can see. So but yeah, look at the claps coming in here. Look at the claps. Isabel, no one knows if the chats are true or not. Well, either Christian Horner has the worst Riz in the world, or they're fake. Allegedly. Timer. Okay, let's get that timer up. Yes. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Lucy, just like when Hamilton was dominating, yeah, it's all part of the story. It's all part of the story. And then you can look back and then you really appreciate, like, you know, 2021 is like, whoa, oh my goodness, someone's finally caught up with Hamilton and the Mercedes. And, you know, then both teams are raising their game to the absolute maximum, trying to find all sorts of legal loopholes and everything, and applying pressure on the race director. And, you know, that's what I love there, when you really toe-to-toe, head-to-head, attritional, man-marking. Right, so in Saudi, the cars are leaving the pit lane, do some sort of installations, come back into the pits, and then eventually they'll come onto the grid. Lisa, that chat wouldn't have worked on me, but apparently she's friendly with Josh, and that's why. Are some people saying it's all a plant? I don't know. It's all very alleged, and I haven't even seen all of the mess. I haven't seen the thumb, for example. No, Michael, no. Welcome, Scotty in Brighton, but we know Scotty's really in Thailand. Just hasn't updated the username. Sarah Malaludin, Sarah Madlad. No, Sarah Mad Lahudin. I hope Lando gets the podium. We'll see, but I think he'll have to get past Piastri. I think there's going to be fireworks at McLaren. I think there's going to be fireworks at McLaren. I'm just saying it like that. Keep the you want the timer down there. Is it messing with your OCD? Swarap, let us know. Stroll P4 would be crazy. You know Lance Stroll got a podium in Formula 1 before Max Verstappen. Did you know that? Dimension saying the RB20 is kind of slow on the straights, but RB Sims show minimal tyre degradation on the RB20. Okay. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Still in paradise, yeah. I've never been to Thailand actually. Never been to Thailand. But we'll be at Formula E races coming up this season. And I'll definitely be at London, by the way, for the Formula E. So we might do a sort of like... I don't know I've no idea what to call it. But we might do a sort of meet thing if people want to like see that I'm a real person. Right, Lando Norris, I'm looking at a replay here. Did he hit the wall on the pits or something? What happened with Lando? Was it unsafe release? Oh, unsafe release just now. Oh my goodness, almost a crash in the pit lane just now, I believe. Tsunoda, before the race, has just completely unsafe released into Lando, and it almost was very bad. Almost like photographers could have been run over and stuff. Oh my goodness me. Tsunoda, I don't know what the precedent for this is, but Tsunoda might get a race penalty. The man who qualified, he was my sort of midfield driver of the day yesterday, was just completely unsafe release into Lando, and Lando had to not lock up because he wasn't going that fast, but sort of like slam on the brakes and come to a stop. Otherwise, there would have been a massive crash and people could have got injured. So Tsunoda could be, and it's been noted by the stewards here, so there could potentially be a pre-race penalty for Tsunoda, or I don't know how it would work. I don't know if he would get a 5-second penalty to be taken on his first pit stop. I don't think you can't blame Tsunoda for that. You can't blame Tsunoda. It's his team. Panel says, "Hi, monkey." Goodness me, it's like that Twitter thread again. Oh, it's Funky Monkey. Funky Monkey in the house. Welcome, Funky. Funky Monkey is organising what is the best Formula 1 league on Gran Turismo right now. So if you're interested in that, just message Funky in the chat because he's doing an incredible job there. It's very, very, very difficult to pull off these things. I'm looking at the strategies here. Looks like it's going to be a one-stop either way, but do you go on the softs or the mediums? We saw in Bahrain that Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen went on the softs at the end. So it's, again, another advantage of the Red Bull. It just seems to be so damn good on the tyres, doesn't it? Cabbage Patch, hello from Japan. If they penalise Yuki, we're both going to flip. Hello, I really want to go to Japan. I really wanted to go to Japan for Formula E. But I chose to go to India instead, and India got cancelled. But I could have gone to Japan. It's going to be there in a couple of weeks in Tokyo, and I really want to go. I might ask them again very politely. Dimension Alpine is somewhat improving. What? What planet are you on, Dimension 40? What dimension are you in? Cliff says, Bearman definitely top 10. Isabel Flug, I think VCarb is struggling with intent. Well, it's a good observation. They're definitely struggling with the basics there. Because what happened there was really not right. Amy wants my Papaya Boys to win or get podiums and for Lando to stop being so hard on himself, TBH. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it, for some of these drivers to work out how to deal with Max Verstappen. David, very respectful chat, love it. Well, yeah, best chat. We got the best chat in the game, the best watch along in the game. But do we have the best likers in the game? If you haven't hit the like button yet, make sure you hit that like button. We can get to 100 likes, like, in the next 20 seconds. If everyone watching hits the like button, we will breeze to 100. I think we should aim for 1,000 today. I think we should aim for 1,000 likes. I think that's a reasonable target. I'm looking on board here. I think with Leclerc last year. Yeah, Saudi turn 1. I think the start is... Oh! Was that when Perez was taken out? Oh my goodness me, and one of them... What highlights am I watching here? It's absolute wreckfest. 96 likes on the board. 4 more likes, anyone? 4 more likes. I'm sure we'll take care of that. David, talking of Japan, is it true Honda are going to Aston Martin? Yes, that is true. That is true. Honda are just... They don't know what they're doing really with in or out of F1. Zoe was sleeping for a long time. Well, you got 33 minutes. Have a little nap. Have a little nap. Set an alarm for 33 minutes time. Yeah, lots more watch-alongs coming, including the official Formula E watch-alongs. And like I said, I want to do WEC. I want to do Le Mans watch-along for the whole thing. I want to do IndyCar. You know, I'm coming to that stage of my racing career where I feel like I've done a lot of racing and now I can really appreciate watching the racing and getting under it and, you know, understanding the emotions and what the drivers are going through. Sorry, your accent is so pleasant to listen. That isn't my real accent. I'm actually American. I just put on this accent. I actually have a very Southern American accent. Lucy remembers the booing. Snowline in the house. Are we all ready for the Saudi GP? Yes, these factual events are going to start happening soon. All the cars now are getting wheeled through the grid. So, the cars are getting wheeled to their grid positions. Who are we going to see on the grid? It's going to be gridwalk time. Gridwalk o'clock. Pranel, new year, new records to be set. Kireth, last year we did extremely well. Let's break all records. I mean, the obvious record this year would be to get to 100k on this channel. But to be honest, my bigger objective now is to sort of execute this vision of having the content on the right channels. So taking all the content I already do that's manageable. You know, the workload to do that is all, you know, got to work with some great people, great system, so it's all manageable. But just putting it in the right place and just letting it be consistent. So if you know on that channel, you know what you're going to get. Because the big question mark over this channel is you just don't know what the next upload is going to be. Is that fair to say? Like, you have no idea what I'm uploading later today. It could be literally anything. And why I personally enjoy that, I enjoy it because I like creating the content. I don't think it's helpful for you as viewers, unless you really personally like everything I do, which I know is the case for some people, but it's not the case for a significant number. Otherwise, everything I did would get certain base level of views, and that's not the case. So it's just about understanding, you know, if you guys like F1, this is where the F1 is. If you guys like sim racing race videos, this is where they are. If you like watch-alongs, to execute that is my that's actually that doesn't have a goal of this many subscribers or whatnot. It's just me knowing that the stuff is in the right place and getting it there, and then the content will speak for itself. Ollie Bierman is getting wheeled to the grid. New Stu says, some say Indy is heading for another schism. What do you mean? Tell us more. Tell us more. Oh, is it the one where you get guaranteed spots like at Indy? So please do a room tour. There's a room tour already on the channel. Like, there's literally, I show you this setup on the channel, but you wouldn't know because it's buried between other stuff. So that's the thing. There's great. I think there's good content. The content can always get better and always keep improving, but I just want to take some of the noise out of it. Fitbit hates games but likes the rest, so there we go. And some people vice versa. Dimension, do you think Max is going to keep trying to win with big margins to get the max number of points every season? I don't think Max cares about keeping it close. Like, the team will tell him, look, Max, there's no point pushing it now to put strain on the engine and whatnot, because the team ultimately would be very happy if they won every race by 5 seconds. But I think Max, if he knows there's so much in reserve, then I don't think he has any incentive to make it close at all or hide it. It's not like Mercedes. Mercedes didn't want to, like, you know, run away with it too much. It arguably didn't even look good for them as a constructor, but Red Bull's different. Charles Vasseur wears his trousers very, very, very low. He is a low rider. Oh my goodness, someone's getting banned! Someone's getting banned in the chat, and we did get 100 likes. Is it 100 likes and someone gets banned? It's like Logan's Run. David believes Pato should be in F1. Well, did he test the McLaren? Lucy Modson good at purple sectors. Yeah, I don't even know what's going on. I'm just looking at this interview between Bernie Collins and Monsieur Vasseur. Behrman's car there, the number 38. Is a 38 a really popular number or something? Charles, shout out from the Philippines. Hello to the Philippines. Did I miss some interesting chat here? Isabel, especially considering Americans are always most pressed when you disrespect their anthem flag. You know what? Fair play to Americans. You go to an American sport event, if anyone's been lucky enough or lives there, they take the anthem and the flag seriously, and the flyovers and whatnot. You know, it's like although today you see at the rugby, like if you're European, you see all the rugby matches today, they do the similar thing, I guess. But the Americans take it very seriously. I don't quite understand the symbolism of like doing an anthem. Oh, is that Clive Rose? Is that my friend Clive? So one of the F1 photographers is a good friend of us, a good friend of the channel. So when I was at the movie premieres last year, he was taking photos of me on the red carpet. It's very exciting. Quite a lot of carbon fibre exposed on that Ferrari. How tall is Dorian Pin? I think she's not very... she's not, like, really short, I think. Pato tested in Abu Dhabi. Okay. Amy, hopefully no one has a fatal crash. Hopefully no one ever has a fatal crash in Formula 1 again. I mean, there's always risk. But, you know, hopefully that never happens again. So it's Bernie Collins on the grid. I'm trying to see if there's any celebrities. Hard for me to tell. Anyone that I know. So Anthony Hamilton, I think, is on the grid. Maybe. Oh, Anthony, what? Anthony Joshua is on the grid here. This is a big old Sky. Well, actually, he's not on Sky anymore, is he? Or is he on Sky these days? I can't remember. It's all a bit of a Sky Sports loving. Chaya, someone is getting banned, but we have 100 likes. Yes, you gotta keep the big priorities in mind. Welcome, Kabir Sedev. Simon Hick tried. No good. Did you have a look up? Isabel Flug, I'm German. If we take our flag and anthem too seriously, other countries get scared. Indeed. Pin also raced in WC in an amazing pink Lamborghini. Yes. The Iron Dames. Well, weren't they in Porsche 911 GT3, or was that the Iron Lynx last year? Should I teach you the Dutch anthem? No, I don't. Honestly, it's the last anthem. No offense, Dutch people. We're going to hear it so many times. Well, you know, we don't overhear it. Mayor found a channel recently. No joke, the best F1 watch on. Welcome, Mayor. Make sure you are subscribed, obviously. I know you are. But you don't want to miss out. Potentially, we can try and aim for 82k today. Could try and go for the old 82k. We see. Nose Deuce, Joshua's knockout punch last night came from... I do feel like... I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but... I feel like there's so much stuff happening in Saudi, like right now, like these days and weeks. It's almost like it's a bit overwhelming. It's like it's a bit like at Christmas. Sometimes, like by the end of Christmas, like I don't want to hear Christmas music again. They haven't half-assed it, the Saudis, have they? A bit like that. They've managed to get all of the sort of the world here for a number of sports. Snooker's here, boxing's here, F1's here. Formula E was here last round. Wasn't the E1, that weird powerboat thing that looks like a money laundering scam, was there? Isabel Flug, Iron Dames are running Lamborghini WC and European Le Mans and Porsche. Hang on a second. That doesn't make sense. Do F1 have drive-through penalties? F1 have stop-and-go penalties. So a drive-through penalty is a weird concept sometimes, because sometimes it can be faster to go through the pits. Like at Silverstone, maybe, I don't know, or or the London Formula E circuit, for example. Sports washing, my dude. No Stu says F1 shouldn't be racing in South Africa at all. Gabriella says, how does Lewis's warning affect him? What do you mean warning? What warning does he have? Max Verstappen is now walking to the grid, puts his hat on, looks very relaxed. The world's fastest driver, almost certainly. Incognito, when Sky offer you... There's no way Sky will offer me a commentator job because I'm too much of a loose cannon. I'm too much. I'll just say whatever I want to. Like, should we be in Saudi? You can't say that on Sky. You can't say that. Or like, maybe the team shouldn't have put out all these posts about International Women's Day, but then said all the stuff about the allegation that Red Bull is just noise. Maybe that's inconsistent. Maybe that's not right. I don't, on the sports washing thing, I don't know there, because this is the thing about, I don't know how it works sports washing, but women couldn't drive in Saudi Arabia until like 2017, 2018, right? So the fact that women, which is obviously, well, I think that's not right. So the fact there's an F1 Academy race in Saudi 6 years later, is that a good thing or a bad? Like, how can that be a bad thing? Or is it a case that, if Formula One goes to Saudi, they should have sort of like LGBT banners or whatnot and say, look, if you want us to come here, these are our values. I don't know, it's a lot of stuff. There's a light show going on right now. It's like the Europa League. OJ has a little problem. What's your problem, OJ, on the phone? Yeah, 20 minutes to go, 21 minutes to go. Didn't Michael want you to drive through? I think Michael Schumacher took a drive-through on the last lap and he crossed the finish line while he was in the pits. So that loophole was quickly closed, but I love loopholes like that. Cabot, if Verstappen wins by 5 seconds plus it, I'll quit F1 2026. Honestly, I think he's odds on to do that. So, is there a grid walk today? It's Naomi Schiff. Oh, she was trying to get to Jose Mourinho. But Jose's already with another Sky. He's with Sky Germany. There's too much damn Sky on the grid. Let someone else in. It's Sky on Sky action. Sky's biggest competition is Sky. Joe Hagan, they're progressing through sport, but they can't do it overnight. It's a good way to show Saudi getting along. I was reading... comment disappeared before my very eyes there. What have we got? Anyone into F1 Greek ouzo and Greek food? F1... well, Greek ouzo is dangerous. I didn't know there was F1 Greek ouzo. Ouzo is very nice. Amy is trying to learn Dutch so I can understand Nico and Max for real. And Robin Frines. The mods are just absolutely on everything here. So 20 minutes to go. Here comes George Russell. He's clearly been sweating, so they've given him ice. He's got an ice necklace. He's got an ice pack. He's got ice necklace. Almost gets taken out by a camera. It's absolute carnage here at Saudi in Jeddah by the coast. No, shoot, I just realised my blocks here are persistent. Persistent blocks in the chat. Lewis Cypher, F1 is a world series, not a Western European series. So if you want F1 to be a global success, you have to accept non-Western cultures will be included. I think Formula 1, especially being in England, can seem so like English-centric. And I'm sure when other countries look at it, it's like, there's way too much. It's not diverse enough away from England. Like, why is the global feed like all English commentators from England? Why are all the mechanics, a lot of them English? Why are the teams based in England? Oh, there's Clive! It's Clive Rose. If you're watching on the Sky feed, the guy on the left side of the cameraman with the white hair, he's taken photos of me at F1. Someone screenshot that, put it in the Discord. We'll send it to him. OJ says, bruh, what is happening? Well, it's a pre-race now. Snowline saying it's always raining on Russell. Frankly, Alonso for the podium. And C saying, I hope Alonso paces high in the race today. I can't really see it for Alonso, but, you know, anything can happen. That's Formula 1. Anything can always happen. David, I would love to know the driver's heart rate. It would be good stat to have. I mean, I'm sure it's all monitored. So it would be great to put it up. So I think the photographers are waiting for celebrities here. The photographers are sort of penned into a zone. Is there going to be a grid walk? Well, it's not going to be Martin Brundle. Because Martin Brundle... Okay, here's name and shift with Jose Mourinho. The special one. So Jose Mourinho's in the building. Well, not the building, he's on the track. He's on the grid. Currently unemployed, I think, is Jose. But obviously he's been a Sky pundit before. There's a bit of a Sky link up here, as we saw with Anthony Joshua. You wouldn't get... I don't think you would get Tyson Fury. Yeah, Tyson Fury is probably on the grid somewhere. You would think. But... anyway, I'm not quite sure what Jose Mourinho is saying. He's got about 85 lanyards on. I think he was about to take a photo because he's got his photo app open on his phone. But he's been interrupted here for an interview. So Naomi Schiff asking the hard questions. What's the track weather situation, like track temp? I don't actually know. It's a very good question. I'll see if a graphic comes up and I will relay it. But it is it's nighttime. Fury's hiding from Joshua. That big dosser. Simon saying Piastri for the podium. We'll see if Piastri's going to get the podium. Chaya, Dutch news website. Red Bull waives suspension of Marco after Verstappen's statement of support. The Dutch media have had an absolute... They've been breaking a lot of these stories, haven't they? Cabby, do you watching to sport? Well, I used to have a West Ham season ticket, but I gave it up because I ended up streaming a lot on the weekends. So I don't really watch too much. I'm kind of a bit burnt out on football, to be honest. Because in England, you can't move for football. It's like, even today I was having lunch at a pub. It's like football. Everton, Man U. David, just check the weather for the start. 22 centigrade. That spelling of centigrade is genuinely horrendous, David. We can do better than that. Centigrade. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that. Lewis Marco going to double down now. He'll think he was made of Teflon. Malolis, when's the race starting? When that timer goes down, 15 minutes to go here. So we're going to have... it's going to be Max and Charles Leclerc who we're going to be leading us off. Did Tsunoda got a penalty? Not that I've seen, but that must be... unless it's going to be a fine. But in a race, that would 100% be a time penalty. So is Tsunoda going to get the penalty? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But it's under investigation. Now, where's David? Right, let's run through the grid then. So we've got Verstappen on pole. So my thinking is, if Verstappen gets through turn 1, turn 2 ahead, that's it. He's just gone. He's just gone. Especially he's probably going to start on the soft or the medium, so you can't really undercut it. Then we've got Perez. I think Perez will put pressure on Leclerc, unless he has a very bad start and get swamped, which has happened a few times. I think Perez will eventually get past Leclerc, as we saw in Bahrain. I feel like Alonso is going to be a cork in the bottle. Like, my hunch is Alonso is going to start a train. So I think Alonso will go backwards. And I think we might see some interesting strategy between Piastri, Norris, Russell and Hamilton when it comes to undercuts. Could see some undercuts there. Tsunoda, I think, will go backwards. O'Bearman, it'll be interesting, can O'Bearman sort of keep pace with someone like Hamilton? Then Albon, look, honestly, Albon, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Bottas, Ocon, Gasly, Sargent, Guan Yu Zhou. I mean, I think Sargent will drop out the bat, but I think that's going to be just a train, and they're going to just try and undercut each other. But I don't think that's going to threaten anyone at the front. Let me know what you think differently, if you think differently. No, Steve, the only thing that will stop Max from lapping at least half the field is a crash. What lap do you think of safety car? Well, we can have a friendly guess on that. I reckon lap. If the safety car happens at about lap 14 or 15 or something, then that could be very interesting for undercuts. So we'll see. Yeah, it's national anthem at Saudi. Is the Saudi national anthem a banger? Do we know if it's a certified banger or not? Well, the drivers are clapping, so maybe it is a banger. Is it a banger? I couldn't hear it. I couldn't hear it. It hasn't started yet, everyone. I thought Yuki Tsunoda was a mascot. No, it's Yuki Tsunoda. Tsunoda. Right. So is he going to get a penalty or not? He said it starts 9th on the graphic, but definitely an unsafe release. Is he apologising now? How many laps are there? There's going to be 50 laps, I believe. So slightly less than we had in Bahrain. Welcome to Lucy Goosey. Chat, let's do a nations check. With 12 minutes to go, let's do an old nations check. Let us know where in the world you're watching from. Where in the world, chat, are you watching from? I want to see. Is it going to be another victory for the Netherlands? Can anyone take down the Netherlands? Well, Isabel Flood coming from Germany, but China, Netherlands, Ruka, Netherlands, Vlatka, Croatia, Snowline, Canada, Lush, Netherlands. Netherlands just dominate. Lucy, UK, Joylight, Texas, Mia, UK, C, Boston, Kabir, India, Kate, UK, Jacob, Denmark, Fitbit, Netherlands, Delta, UK, Omkram, India, Dom, Poland, Pranil, South Africa, Crypto, Germany, Susie, London, Evie, England, Consul, South Africa. Dom says no. John, Norway, Neil, UK, Patrick, USA, Simon, New Zealand, Cabbage, Japan, Baz, South Africa, Clickrock, Netherlands, Ben, USA, Darren, UK, RZ, Texas, ISA, which is a savings product, Vieira's from Finland, Felicia from Singapore. We've lost the Yong. It's now just Felicia. Brigitte from Germany, Revmatch, Florida, Kabir, India, Dan, UK. Is it a battle between Netherlands, India, UK, and USA? Dutch Lion, Netherlands, David, London, Natasha, Netherlands, DMZ, Zimbabwe, Rory, South Africa, Frederick, Sweden, Simon from Vietnam. Yeah, honestly, Netherlands is just... Is it because we got a lot of Max Verstappen fans? Bob's from Croatia, DMZ, Zimbabwe, we've already had that. Martin, Netherlands, Quatil, Netherlands, Mia, Jamaica, Ebenezer, Ghana, Manolis, Greece, Fuzzball, Netherlands. I'm going to give it to Netherlands again. I think Netherlands won. Oh, it's a red lights on the track now. It's all very dramatic. Lando Norris with his cap backwards like he's American. Lando, what are you doing? You're from Rotherham, not San Francisco. But he's starting 6th on the grid. Northern Ireland here, Wiltshire. Thailand, another Thailand. F1 app not working. Is the F1 app down? Are we going to have timing issues? Yeah, honestly, the Dutch just absolutely come out here. Always. Just domination. We love to see it. John, here I use your feed in my F1 Facebook group with 2k members and no more Norwegians. Norwegians, rise up! Maybe people will join as we get closer to the race in Norway. Maybe they're very punctual. Dom says Lando will win this time. I really don't think Lando will win, but I'm happy to be proved wrong. Behrman is connecting his radio. Radio goes in. Less than 10 minutes to go. There's going to be helmet on for Behrman. Amy, please, the way I was about to ask if Lando's American. He's not. Yeah. He's wearing his cap backwards, which is the first dangerous sign of that sort of Anglo-American sort of transition. Will Christian Horner be at the Dutch GP? Why would he not be? Do you think what he's persona non grata in Netherlands? Patrick noting that Behrman looks relaxed, where he's taking his time to put his helmet on. I struggle to put my helmet on when people are looking at me. It's all very fiddly, and he's got the camera with the lights right in front of him. It's always fiddly to do your helmet when you do the strap. You have to do it around, and you have to get it in so it doesn't come off. Right, Sky going to a break. Alonso getting a podium would be nice. Kabir says Leclerc for the win. Right, give me your podiums in the chat. Let's see. What do we think on podiums? I'm gonna say Verstappen. I'm gonna go Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc. I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna go another Alpine advert. I'm gonna go Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc. Only 137 likes. Chat. We need to do better on the like front. We need to do better. Let's smash those likes and we can go to the big 200. We can do incredible things on the like front. Did the Bear race in F2? No, he's just doing F1. That would be an absolute Chad move, wouldn't it? So Christopher's going Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc. Lucy, Verstappen, Perez, Alonso. Isabel Plug, Ollie's dad was really sweet yesterday, so he had no expectations. Yeah, that's what he was saying. Is that actually the case? I don't know. ClickRock clicked it twice. Lush, Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc. Chive, Verstappen, Alonso, Leclerc. Console, Lando, Piastri, Russell, James, Verstappen, Leclonzo. Leclerc, Alonso. Those two degrees. Pranel saying Verstappen, Perez, Russell. Crypto, Perez, Russell, Verstappen. Snowline agrees with Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc. Patrick, Verstappen, Leclerc, B? You mean Behrman? Isabel, Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez. Incognito, Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris. Hangzhou, Yuki... Get out of here. Logan, Leclerc, second for sure. Mark, Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton. OJ, Verstappen, Leclerc, Alonso. Frederick's going Behrman on the podium. C, Max, Perez, Alonso. Natasha, Verstappen, Leclerc, Alonso. Okay. A lot of people are really fancying Alonso. I just don't see it. I just don't really see it. I don't know if it's me, but I don't see it. Lou saying Russell looking quick so far. Are we ready, by the way? Only 6 minutes to go. Are we ready for the start of the race? When it will factually start? Chai's hoping Behrman has an epic race. Aren says who is winning? Well, no one's winning yet. Hasn't started yet. Manola's saying Verstappen is going to get crashed out. David Joe Klotz in the house. Isabel, we're all on the Behrman hype. Yeah, I want to see those bear emojis. If you want Behrman to do well. Or get those 4-leaf clovers out for Behrman. But yeah, we're almost time where the talking is going to stop. Well, the talking will continue. But the race will start. OJ thinks Behrman... Look, how good do we think Behrman's going to do? I'm going to say, I don't think Behrman's going to do better than 9th. I think a P8 for Behrman would be great. Yeah, Chaya says I think a top 10. JS has still got the confused face. Jawlak, why do they even bother racing? Why don't they go ahead and give a trophy to Max before the race even starts? Well, there are other positions up for grab, mate. Lewis says Behrman DNF. And Lucy saying Leclerc's car will have technical difficulties. Goodness me. Frederick Behrman will beat Hamilton. Well, that's the irony, is that Hamilton has Behrman's seat. Behrman sitting in Hamilton's seat. So what an absolute Chad move if Behrman beats Hamilton. Hamilton will definitely want to beat Behrman, right? There's no way. Welcome Ali Abdullah with this 698 SGD. Is that Singaporean dollars? Going to Verstappen, Leclerc, Piastri. Well, you know, that irate Piastri, so thank you so much, Ali Abdullah. Please get your claps out, and you can like the donations. That was very cool. Thanks, Ali. Going Verstappen, Leclerc, Piastri. So that would mean no Perez up there, which is an interesting one. Roxy in the house. Kabir Hamilton's just wash, mate. Logan says no way. Behrman ends up 5th. I'd be very surprised if Behrman ends up 5th, but you just don't know. You just don't know, do you? Yeah, how bad is it going to get for Alpine? It could get really ugly for Alpine. We will see. SGT is Singaporean dollars. I've never been to Singapore. It's on my list. I really want to go to Singapore. I think I would enjoy it. And I wouldn't take any chewing gum with me. Well, we can't find the clover, so I want OBM to. Well, there's definitely a clover emoji in there. Definitely one. Christopher, I think that'll be the most excitement today is Behrman versus Hamilton. There could be a few battles. I think the McLaren battle is ready to explode, honestly. I think they both will think they're faster than the other, and, you know, it will really sting Norris every time Piastri out-qualifies him. David Joe Clotty objectives for Behrman to not crash, do a stop well, not make mistakes. Yeah, but he also wants to show he's ready to drive that Ferrari. Like, this is the guy who will have won. You know, he won Italian F4, didn't he? So, you know, he will have gone up the karting formula winning a lot, and he'll want to show that he should be in that Ferrari seat, and that they shouldn't have taken Hamilton. They should have taken him. I mean, Behrman seems like a really nice guy, but, you know, he'll be wanting to say, you know, Hamilton's old news. You want me in that car, Ferrari. No news on the Sonoda. Yes, no news indeed on Sonoda. Tane said, let's go, boys. Nose two's Russell and Yuki take her out first lap. Well, maybe. We'll see. I think there'll definitely be contact in the first corner. Do you remember Interlagos? I think there could be like an Interlagos last year sort of moment. Felicity, you should definitely come for Singapore GP. I definitely want to go to Singapore GP. I definitely want to go. I definitely want to go. It's just very expensive. Amy, good luck to everyone. And no crashes. FFS FR. Lumfow. Chariot says entire top 10 starting on mediums. Only Bear and Bottas on softs. Let's pin that. That's a pinnable message. So top 10. Yeah, Behrman on the soft tyre. Behrman on the softs. Is that fireworks? Are they doing fireworks? Or are these drones? What are they doing at Saudi? Are these drones shooting fireworks? What is that? I think they've got some drones up that are like, it's like chaff. It's like an American Hercules like military jet. It's just like shooting chaff everywhere. Is that right? No, Behrman wasn't in F2 earlier. Behrman's literally in the car now. Looking focused. Come on, Behrman. We all want you to do well. Welcome, Rafa. Mia says, come on, Louis. Fernando Alonso is ready as well. Well, not very similar, but sometimes a similar helmet. Could say a similar helmet to Behrman. Is Behrman the new young kid? Yes, he is. Right, so where we are at the moment, everyone, is the cars are on the grid, and it's just the mechanics with the tyre warmers on every tyre. So we're waiting for those tyre warmers to go off, which will be at the last possible moment. So as much heat can be retained in the tyres. Welcome live, Paddy. Come on, Mickey Mouse. How is Carlos walking ready? He says he had a smooth operation, as he said. Everyone's got their phones out in the grandstands. Factually. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready, everyone? One red light, Oh, the tyre warmers are off. I missed it. So tyre warmers are off, and we're about to start the formation lap. As the Rolex goes over to 8 PM local time, which is 5 PM UK time. And the cars move off the grid and start the formation lap. It is technically lights out, but if you were watching this live and you were like, there's always, when you go to Formula 1, there's always people like, oh, is that the start? And it's always like a really, fun and exciting thing to realise people are like at their first race and they're experiencing it for the first time. And you explain, no, that's a formation lap. And it's like people are just so excited. Whereas we're all like hardened veterans and we're like, yeah, it's a formation lap. But when you're there, there's often people who don't really know. Get it? What's happened here? It's all kicked off in the chat. Ismail Flug says, track is at 32 degrees. Ali Abdullah says, come on, Verstappen. So Mr. Abdullah going for Verstappen. George Rogers has got the Ferrari hype. Sophie, why don't you have the vid anymore? Because although it was obviously completely unrelated, it was getting detected by broadcasters. So until we're able to finalise a position like we have with Formula E, so Formula E we have actual footage of cars on the track in the stream. I thought I'd remove it here. And I just want to have like a fun, relaxed watch along to these factual events. Simon, someone needs to absolutely send it to keep our interest up for the sake of the season. Someone needs to say, if you take out Max here, is he going to get taken out lap 1? We'll see. So the cars are on the formation lap. Darren says Behrman will bend it. Bend it like Behrman. That was the movie, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't know what 32 Celsius is in Fahrenheit. It's probably something like 91, I'm going to say. 91 degrees Fahrenheit. When I was in Las Vegas, I think it was 105 degrees Fahrenheit when I shot the track guide video for you. That's on the channel when I did that video taking around the track. And all the equipment kept overheating. 105 degrees in the shade. Baz says only one Verstappen. Car saying 3-time safety car. By the way, the race is about to start. Please, please, please make sure to share the live. Share the live and tag me in it. I'm on all the social media platforms. So share that live, tag me in it as well so I can like it as well. But please, please do share the live. It's something that I should try and remind us to do like every race just before the race start. In your group. See, I'm getting tagged already. I'm getting loads of notifications already. People tagging me. Why is Christian in the garage not on the pit wall? I don't know. Maybe he wants to make sure Helmut Marko isn't sending naughty pictures. Allegedly. So the car, I can tell you the cars are on the formation lap, everyone. And just coming up to the grid slots. Adrian Newey's on the pit wall. OJ's ready. Cliff says race starting. Yeah, I'm 40 seconds behind you. So you will see the cars moving on the standings, but I'm going to call it as I see it. I'm going to call it as I see it. And I'll catch up with you. So I'm going to let you know what I see as one of the last cars pulls up at the back of the grid. Looks like Pierre Gasly has an issue, by the way. Looks like Gasly has an issue. So I'm not sure what's happened here with Gasly. But he's pulling up right at the back of the grid. As I see it. Like I said, I'm going to catch up with you. But I want to tell you what I'm seeing. The Aston Martin safety car right at the back. So it is all ready to go. The green flag behind, as I'm seeing it. 1 red light, 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. So as the red lights go out, is it a good start for Verstappen? Yes, it is. It's a really good start for Perez. Oh, almost contact between Verstappen and Leclerc, but Perez is going to go round the outside of Charles Leclerc, and it's going to be a Red Bull 1-2, I think. Oh, no, Leclerc manages to just find some space somewhere, and it's side by side. So Perez was super aggressive of the start. He almost put Charles Leclerc in the wall. Somehow Charles Leclerc survived. It was all or nothing there. So there we go. So as we were going off, and there is a bit of a train behind one of the McLarens, but I think it's pretty much as we were off the grid. I don't think there's any changes. I'm going to catch up with you now. And you can see, yes, it's Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Alonso, Piastri, Norris, Russell, Hamilton. Stroll has gained from Tsunoda. So Stroll is game from Tsunoda, but otherwise it's as you were. And what's going on with Pierre Gasly? I'll try and find out. Does anyone know the situation with Gasly? So, yeah, if Perez had got ahead of Leclerc, it could have been good night. But as you can see, Verstappen is already 1.1 seconds ahead. Gasly's coming into the box. You can see Gasly's got a big issue in the Alpine. Maybe it's overheated or something. But someone in chat said it's looking good for Alpine. Well, it's looking pretty typical for Alpine right now. And yeah, Gasly's car is being retired. Gasly is being retired. I'm on board here with Behrman, who was looking on the outside of Tsunoda. Thought about it, couldn't quite do it. Behrman trying to do a cutback on Tsunoda. So pretty nice move. That was in the last corner, the big hairpin. Behrman tried to cut back, but couldn't quite do it. So are we going to start to see a Stroll-Tsunoda train here? Potentially. Potentially. Behrman really dicing with Tsunoda. Could be fireworks there. Tsunoda having to defend quite heavily. Isabel Plug saying Gasly has a gearbox issue, is retired from the race. Bad news if you're an Alpine fan. I don't know if that means that there's going to be a similar issue they're going to be checking on Esteban Ocon's car. Hopefully not. But you can see Leclerc is in a Red Bull sandwich there. So Leclerc in a class of his own when it comes to a non-Red Bull. Because there's already a little bit of a Piastri. Well, I think it's going to be an Alonso train. My hunch is we're going to see an Alonso train. So keep an eye with DRS activated. Yeah, Max only 1.4 seconds, but that's all he needs. He can manage it. Yeah, Gasly has retired, everyone. Gasly has retired. It's just started the race on lap 2 out of 50. Max can turn down the ensign. Beautiful overtake for Piastri. So Piastri does get past Alonso. So yes, I think we're going to see that Alonso train. So you really want to make sure you qualify ahead of Alonso this season, because he's pulling out all the stops in quali, but then he's driving the widest Aston Martin you've ever seen. It's wider than the DBX safety car. But with the DRS, is it going to be pretty easy work for people to overtake him? Isabel saying Leclerc is hanging quite well with Verstappen. Now, we see, well, Leclerc did the fastest lap last lap, but I think we're going to see Verstappen escape because Perez is going to be putting a lot of pressure on Leclerc. And Perez is within a second, so he's within DRS of Charles Leclerc. How is Verstappen already 1.4 seconds clear? Because he's just absolutely dominant. He is just dominating. Behrman very close with Tsunoda as well. Yeah, Behrman was super close. I mean, in fact, off the line, I think it was Lando Norris got an absolutely terrible start. Really bad start from Lando, and George Russell almost overtook him. And Lando did the same thing as Leclerc, where he was just able to stay on the inside, even though he'd lost pretty much all the momentum. But he put it in the hands of the other driver to Russell. Look, if you're going to turn in, you're going to crash. I'm on board now with George Russell on the start. Maybe Lando went a little bit early. Maybe Lando false started, yeah, and Russell saying jump start Norris. That's why Lando had a really bad start. Lando is definitely jump started. So Amy saying let's go Oscar and Lando. But I think Lando's going to get a drive-through penalty. He definitely made a jump start here. Did he go outside the box? Yeah, 100%. Oh, goodness me. And in fact, did Piastri jump start as well? Did Piastri jump start as well? I was just looking on board with Lando there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Lando's going to get a big old penalty here, unfortunately. Unfortunately, if you're a Lando Norris fan. Panel saying Perez must pass Leclerc. Well, he's done it. Perez has got past. Yeah, Perez is through. Pretty much a regulation move. And that is quite depressing, isn't it? If we're honest, it's a little bit depressing. But can Perez get onto Verstappen here? The answer you would think is no, but that's everyone's hope, is Perez getting into Verstappen. What happened with Gasly? Gasly retired. There was an issue with the car. Yes, Behrman on the softs, but he can't get past Tsunoda. So I think we're starting to see a little bit of a Stroll train. And I thought we might have seen Alonso train, but actually Alonso might be coming back into Piastri here. I'm on board with Perez. It was a move into turn 1. DRS assisted. Leclerc didn't really defend. Perez went up the inside, pushed Leclerc wide, and it was basically a regulation overtake for Perez. Leclerc really didn't fight it that hard. If you're Leclerc, are you sort of looking and saying, look, I want to solidify this P3? It's a great opportunity here for me to be the best of the rest. Kabir saying this race is done, bruv, and Raghav saying the race is done. Honestly, the race could be pretty much done in terms of the lead here. Verstappen 2.5 seconds ahead. Is he going to also eke out those second a lap fast? I mean, Verstappen, what was a second and a half faster than Leclerc previous lap. We know Leclerc was dicing with Perez, would have been compromised into P1. Behrman, by the way, is still in that train where he's got Tsunoda just ahead of him and he's got Magnussen just behind him. So can Behrman get out of that and sort of get out of the lower midfield? We'll see. Fernando Alonso has now really sort of gapped Lando Norris. Alonso's almost 2 seconds ahead. What's up with Lando? I don't know what's up with Lando, but given that he's almost... I'd be very surprised. I'd be astonished if he doesn't get a penalty here, 5-second penalty in the pits for that jump start. I haven't even seen that it's being investigated, to be honest. Welcome, Wally Denise, as well. Good to see you. Stolar says there's still over 19 drivers, so nothing is over. Yeah, nothing is over till it's over. And we've seen already the Alpine have a mystery reliability issue. Very unlike a French car to have a reliability issue. But will the Red Bull be bulletproof? Christopher Rain saying, come on, Sargent, up to P18. Yes, well, he's ahead of Guan Yu Zhou, but they're sort of so closely packed together. I wonder if Alex Albon might be thinking, you know what, I fancy having a Kevin Magnussen here, and then maybe into Behrman. Because the field is all, relatively bunched together. We're just getting to the point now where Verstappen can pit and sort of come out just ahead of drivers at the back if he so wanted. Pranel saying Verstappen will win by a 12-second lead. Welcome, Martin Goodson. Martin's having a nice Pilsner, just enjoying the race. Maybe enjoying your man, Max Verstappen, absolutely cruising here at Jeddah. We will see. But, I mean, it's not really what I wanted to see Sergio Perez get ahead of Charles Leclerc like that. But it's happened. It's happened. No, Stooge, will Lewis use Russell Norris dicing to get past? Well, have a look at the Stroll train now. Can you see that Stroll train? So that puts, there's an opportunity to undercut there. Will Behrman undercut? Will Behrman do a big undercut here off the soft tyre and get on the mediums? I think there's been some issue with the timing just sort of going a little bit loose there. Unless Lance Stroll has crashed. Has Lance Stroll crashed? Yellow flags! I think Stroll's binned it! What's happened? Lance, what have you done? What have you done? Is it going to be a safety car? What's happened with Stroll? Is Behrman going to pit and go straight on the hard? Lance! Where are you? I'm 40 seconds behind. Red flag people calling. Get your emojis out so we can see what's happening. Lance Stroll. Oh, he's just gone... mechanical failure or something. Some mechanical failure. It looked like the back end of the car exploded before he got into the tyre wall. One of the stewards is climbing the catch fence. My guy, there will be a gate somewhere. You don't have to climb over the top. So what's happened here with Lance Stroll? That is definitely going to be a safety car. 100% that will be a safety car. It won't be a red flag. It'll be a safety. Natasha's got the red card out. Tanya as well, but I think it'll be... I don't think it's going to be a... Safety car is out. Safety car is out. Safety car is out. So, will Behrman pit here? Are we in the Behrman window because he's on the soft tyre? I don't know. But yeah, I want to see the replay here because it looked like there was some fire and sparks coming from Lance Stroll's car before he went into the barrier. It almost looked like the brakes had locked or something, like the rears had locked. It looked like, yeah, for me it looked like the rears had just locked up and he just couldn't turn the car. So Lance Stroll walks away, he's okay. Behrman boxed. Behrman's going to box. Behrman's going to box, it seems. So what happened here with Lance Stroll? No, he hit the wall on the inside. He hit the wall on the inside, as we saw yesterday. Was it Hulkenberg or someone hit the wall on the inside? And then he broke his front left suspension. That's why he couldn't turn. So it's complete driver error. In fact, loads of people are boxing, but Lando isn't. Lando and Hamilton don't box. Right, so other drivers think they're going to get to the end of the race on a one-stop. They're going to try and one-stop this thing here. Well, everyone's going to try and one-stop it. They're going to try and get to the end on the hard tyres from here, I think. I think that's what's going to happen. Oh, Verstappen has come out behind Lando. So Lando Norris, if you're part of the Papaya army... Yeah, it's not a mechanical issue. Yeah, it's you're correct there. Driver error. He hit the inside of the wall. That broke the suspension. And I think Red Bull stacked. I think Red Bull had to stack it as well. Has that cost Perez? I don't think it's really cost Perez, but I think Red Bull stacked it. And Ricciardo, I don't know why Ricciardo's still in the pit, so there'll be an issue there. But Lando and Hamilton are the only drivers to have not boxed. What do we think of that? Gabriele Perez, such a sidekick. Lewis, what are Haas doing? Hulkenberg hasn't boxed as well. Did Hulkenberg not yet? Hulkenberg wouldn't have boxed. Therefore, Lando, Hamilton, Hulkenberg not boxing. Everyone else boxing. And Ricciardo loves boxing so much, he's still in the box. So he's coming out now. Welcome, Vicente and Martin. Did Russell box though? Yeah, Russell boxed. So Hamilton has not pitted. So I don't think that's the right move. I think you should have pitted there. I think it's a cheap pit stop. You save about 10 seconds. You're not going to get... But it's very interesting for Verstappen now. It's interesting from our perspective because Verstappen needs to overtake. Now Verstappen needs to overtake. Stroll made the race interesting. Yeah, he'd had enough of the boring race. Hamilton hoping for a second safety car. Well, yeah, that's a very good point, actually. If you get a second safety car, it could work in your favour. But and the other thing is everyone else going to get to the end on the hard tyre? Flacker looks like I'm back just when the fun begins. Yes, indeed. Lance Stroll's got his helmet off. He's by the side of the track. He knows he made a mistake there. That is a big driver error. And, you know, you don't want to be making big driver error mistakes in Formula 1. He just turned it a little bit too early, hit the wall, broke the suspension, and went straight in, head on, to the barrier into the Tech Pro. I don't think the Tech Pro was punctured. It's where we saw Behrman get very close yesterday in qualifying. Nose 2 saying second safety car is a high probability, but the Mercedes is crap. Okay, well, they've tried to do something different here. We're still on a safety car. I wonder if the Tech Pro needs to be replaced, and therefore actually getting on the hard tyre, it just means you are definitely going to make it to the end. Mapsy, to all the gods up there, please make Norris first, Hamilton second. Well, people were hoping for... Oh, unsafe release in the pit stops from Perez or Verstappen? Was that Verstappen with an unsafe relief? Alonso, whoa, I nearly crashed with the Red Bull so close. I wonder if that would have been Perez or Verstappen. But an unsafe release by one of the Red Bulls. Yeah, pit stop chaos. Why is Russell so slow? I don't think he's slow. I think he's just been... He's not slow at all, but I'm not sure why he's lost... No, he hasn't lost out at all. He hasn't lost out. It's Hulkenberg hasn't pitted, basically. Amy, let's go, Norris. Let's go. Affinity, no red flag. Just safety car and just yellow. Yes, indeed. It was Perez. Okay, maybe Perez until Mike Crack might be submitting a official complaint there. Dutchman, speed limit with safety car or is only limited with virtual safety car. You have to do certain times in Texas, but now they're following an actual safety car, so there is a physical safety car there. Granuzo in 10th, yes indeed. Enduro Russell is slow. Let us know where you're watching from, Paul. What region is that? Yeah, remember Lance broke his wrist last year, and that was quite a big impact. I think he did have his hands on the wheel, but if you go in straight on, it's unlikely the wheel's going to move that much, but you never know. They will know better than me. I've crashed plenty in my time, but not at that speed in a Formula car. Yeah, Ricciardo's going to catch the back of the pack. Ricciardo's had an issue at the stop. Maybe they needed to replace the front wing or something, but it's a very long stop. It's longer than the front wing. I'm looking at Charles Leclerc coming in now. Oh, Charles Leclerc had to wait so much in the pits. Charles Leclerc had to wait so much in the pits, but it hasn't really cost him that much, I think. It hasn't really cost him that much. Safety car is coming in. Safety car is coming in, so you'll see it on the timings, factually. That's the factual representation. I'm just watching the actual as well. But how long before Verstappen? Verstappen's already got past Hamilton. Sorry, Verstappen was already ahead of Hamilton. So will Norris try and defend here against Verstappen, or will he not make it difficult, or will there be a massive crash, everyone? Will there be a huge crash? Yeah, Hamilton and Norris still need to pit before the end of the Grand Prix. So it's green flag conditions now. And it is Lando who is leading us away. Oh, Behrman's still in P11. Guan Yu Zhou has gone up to P10 because he did not pit. So there are a lot of cars here out of position. And will Verstappen just sort of bide his time? Norris and Hamilton complaining about tyres already. Oh no, well they're on the softer compounds. You think people on the hard tyres will be struggling more to get them up to temperature. Alfonso in P7. Hulkenberg in P8. Interesting to watch out. And yeah, I'm watching the restart here, and there's pretty regulation restart from Lando. Good restart that. A lot of cars going side by side in the midfield. So Noda's lost. It seems like he might have lost out on a lot of that. It's difficult to sell actually, because if he's pitted, then he will actually gain. The people that have made, Hamilton may really have lost out here. Because if Hamilton pits now, he goes right to the back of the grids, back to the back of the field. Juliana says, "Go Lando." Victoria, I think it's going to be another Dutch anthem. I think so, but he's not winning right now. Who predicted that it's not going to be a Grand Slam? It's not a Grand Slam here. George, Norris needs to be wide. Is Norris going to drive the widest McLaren you've ever seen? And can Lewis Hamilton make some sort of absolute send here on Max Verstappen? Yeah, Felicia's correct. Hamilton does need to pit. So Hamilton and Norris need to pit, everyone. Roxy saying Hamilton looks like he's got something to prove. Well, Hamilton, Norris is a second ahead of Verstappen, and Hamilton is only 6/10 behind Verstappen. Is Verstappen struggling here to turn on those tyres? What's up with Bottas? I don't know. C saying go on Ollie Behrman. As Lando does the fastest Sector 1 of the race. So Lando needs to make this strategy work. Bold move by Lando. But who would you rather be right now, chat? Would you rather be Piastri or would you rather be Lando? Lando. Land Rover. I feel like I would rather be Piastri than Lando. Is Hamilton? Hamilton is now... Oh, he's over a second behind. He's lost the gap. So I reckon we're going to have a Hamilton train here. And we're going to see Piastri, Leclerc and Perez trying to get past Hamilton. I think it could be real bad news for Hamilton, this one. Alex Albon looks like he gained a load of positions potentially. Oh! Almost took out one of the RB cash apps. Did Albon? It must have been Sonoda. So Norris still ahead. Still a 1 second gap. But he's on the old mediums. You can see Verstappen looks like a lot of people have gone on to scrubbed hards. Oh, Kevin Magnussen had a really big lockup. Almost went into the barriers and caused another safety car. Is Lando still going to be ahead? Doesn't Lando... Yeah, what about a false start penalty for Lando? I haven't seen it, but it was clearly a false start. It was clearly a false start by Lando, and I'm pretty sure he moved out the box. He did come to a stop again, though. He did move and come to a stop. So if he didn't move out of the box, unsafe release between Perez and Alonso. That's for Perez. Maybe Perez is going to get a penalty here. Roxy saying Max is about to overtake. Max is going into overtake mode. It has been noted. Norris incorrect starting location has been noted finally. The stewards have woken up. So are we going to see Lando get a 5-second penalty here? Did he just want to lead the Grand Prix for the sponsors? Did they know their race was pretty much done? They may as well try and lead it. Or did they know that he's got a box again, so they may as well take the 5 second in the box rather than adding it on? I don't know. A lot of things here. Magnussen had a touch behind him, Lucy saying. Bass saying Norris is done, Verstappen catching. Surely Verstappen is going to get this done into turn 1. I would be very surprised if Verstappen doesn't get this done into turn 1. Let's have a look. Here he comes. It's going to be DRS assisted. Oh, Verstappen's got past. As we were, everyone. As we were. Yeah, Pranel saying, Matt's about to overtake. Kabir, what did you miss? Well, you missed Verstappen not leading the Grand Prix. But he's ahead now. But what if there's another safety car? What if, what does that mean? I think the chance of a safety car is quite high, right? Behrman is trying to get past Guan Yu Zhou. Behrman needs to get past Guan Yu Zhou. And I'm surprised Perez isn't on Albon on the radio. He didn't leave me enough space. You need to speak to the stewards about it. There's a lot of cars going side by side. Snowline's happy. Max Verstappen back in the lead. Lewis is like a goddamn shark. Well, what happens to Norris now on those Oda tyres? Lando jump start has been noted now. Is that a double penalty? Is it an incorrect starting position and a jump start? Would it be a 10-second penalty? How's Hamilton doing? Hamilton's doing okay. He's behind Perez now. I'm surprised Leclerc hasn't got a little bit closer. Look at Alonso. Hulkenberg is surely going to get overtaken by George Russell imminently. And then we might see Russell move through. The Magnussen-Albon incident has been noted. Is Hamilton okay? I think he's okay. Lando's gone, mate. Well, what's going to happen now with the field? Are we going to see Perez? Look at the lap times between Perez and Lando. Are we going to see so Perez overtake Lando, and then we just got a very clear Red Bull 1-2. See, saying K-Mag might have floor damage. Oh no. I hope not for K-Mag. We want to see a good fight in that midfield. We see there's a real train, and I think Behrman will want to get past Guan Yu Zhou. Has he been able to do it? It looks like he has. It looks like Behrman has got past Guan Yu Zhou into turn 1 there. So that releases Behrman, and now Behrman can potentially try and get into Hulkenberg and move up. You can see that the two midfields here. You've got the Norris to Hulkenberg midfield, and you've got the Guan Yu Zhou to Ricciardo midfield. And Behrman wants to make that jump from one midfield to the other. Let's go, Behrman. Get your bear emojis out for Behrman there. That's an overtake for the rookie. Christopher Rains got it out. Good stuff, Behrman. Hamilton hasn't pitted yet. Lucy, bad strategy for Lando. He will get a penalty and needs to pit now. Well, again, stewards investigating the Max Verstappen incident, which we knew. Well, when Norris pits now, Norris would go right to the back of the grid if he pits now. Whereas he could have pitted with everyone else under safety car, kept his position about P6 or so, and then taken the 5 seconds at the end. But they decided to do it a different way, and there's many different factors. So I don't know. They might have been thinking about sponsorship running at the front. I'm sure the admin team would have loved it on social media. C saying, Ollie holding up well. Gabriella, time for Hamilton to pit. Are we going to see Hamilton jump into the pits? No. Oh, he's under pressure from Leclerc, though. Leclerc might be trying to get past Hamilton. I'm not sure it's happened. T says, beers out for Behrman. Beers out for the Behrman. And it looks like Leclerc has got past into turn 1. So that is the classic move. I'm on board here with George Russell, who was trying to get past Hulkenberg. And it was a very clean regulation DRS move into turn 1 where you dive up the inside and you just absolutely slam the door shut on the curbing. Again, looking at the Behrman move on Guan Yu Zhou, that was done even earlier than the Russell move on Hulkenberg. So we're seeing a lot of regulation moves into turn 1. Pranel saying Hamilton will finish in 6th, 8th if he's lucky. Tanner saying Stroll might be driver of the day. No further action for the jump start. No further action. So we can just jumpstart these days, I guess. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, sorry, my bad. I thought you had to start when the lights go off. I didn't know you can just start whenever you want. So no penalty for Lando Norris for a jump start. That's literally what the steward said. Well, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. That's not, as they say, that's not quite cricket. Maybe because if he came to a stop in his own grid box, so if he moved, came to a stop and then started again, but then you could fake people behind. Don't say Saudi phone call. Was it Mohammed Ben Suleiman? Or Sulayem? Alonso, any chance of plan B? So Alonso's asking for plan B on the radio. He wants some UK sort of rap hip-hop hybrid. Pradel saying Hamster should retire. Stephen, clearly Lando didn't cross the line. It must be that he was still within the box. But it seems to be a little bit like how you can fake shooting a penalty in football. And if you do it, you make the goalkeeper jump, so they banned it. Here, if you're going to do it on purpose, you could get a load of people behind you. That's just dangerous. See, reporting Perez. Yes, penalty for Perez. Penalty for Perez. That'll be the unsafe release. It's a 5-second penalty for Perez. Right, now we might see Perez really get a wiggle on here and try and get past Lando Norris, who doesn't have a penalty. How the turns have tabled. Roxy, how long is an average pit stop? I think here it's about 21-20. It's normally about 21-22 seconds. It's obviously very track dependent, but this is a pretty standard sort of come in off the last corner and then come out around turn 1. So there we go. No penalty for Lando Norris. I think Lando is one lucky man. I have to be very frank there. He's under pressure from Perez, and I reckon Perez will desperately try to get past Lando now. In fact, he might even try it into turn 1. He might even try it into turn 1. Is he going to get it done? No, not quite, I think. And Magnussen gets a 10-second time penalty. Hamilton on the radio, they're killing us in the high speed. Hamilton's not happy here. Hamilton's under big attack from Piastri. I think Piastri could try and get past Hamilton and move up. It looks like Norris is under significant pressure now from Perez as well. And look at that group at the back. O'Bearman has left Guan Yu Zhou, and he's now really caught up with Hulkenberg. So how far up the grid can O'Bearman get here? He's within DRS, so keep an eye on O'Bearman for turn 1 next lap. Yes, how the tables have turned, or the turns have tabled. I think it's strictly how the turns have tabled. Oh, very close between the McLaren and was that Lewis Hamilton? Did the McLaren back out in the end? I think Piastri did try and get past Hamilton, and Hamilton ended up squeezing him wide. So Piastri took to the escape road, but went over the sort of tarmac off track and gave the position back to Hamilton. But it's just a matter of time. Welcome, Gucci Daniels. Angelica says, go Bearman. And Funky, yeah, confirming it was a 5-second penalty for Perez. But I think Sergio Perez is going to get past Lando Norris here. Because Perez might be taking that penalty at the end of the race. I'd much rather be Perez than Lando right now, especially if Perez has just gone up into P2. Because Lando needs to pit again. Lando needs to pit. Piastri can't get past Hamilton this time. He might be recharging ERS and having a go on the next lap. And then I wonder if Hamilton's just going to go backwards and backwards. I wonder if we could see O'Bearman come forwards and Hamilton go backwards here. And have a situation where O'Bearman is getting into Hamilton. Yes, so if you don't take the penalty in a pit stop, they'll add it on the end of the race. So either you stay stationary in the stop for 5 seconds. And this is where the controversy was recently with Mohammed Ben Sulayem. Is under investigation for allegedly interfering with a penalty given to Alonso for not taking that 5 seconds in the pit stop. That was overturned at this race last year. And it says there's already a 5-second gap between the cars and Max Lumfau. Yeah, Max is very much in a league of his own here. I mean, it's just Max is lapping over a second quicker than anyone else. Max is lapping over a second quicker than anyone else. He's turning the wick now. Is Horn on the pit wall? The report is that Horn is in the garage today. Oscar is still in the race. Yeah, Oscar's going to try and get past Hamilton. There'll be no penalty for Oscar, but I'm surprised that there's no investigation there from the stewards because maybe Hamilton ran him wide. But it could be that Piastri is going to get past Lewis Hamilton. Let's see. Christopher reporting that Logan is faster. Logan, you are fastest driver on track. That's the report coming in. Has Piastri managed to get past Hamilton? No, I think Hamilton's defending again. So Hamilton is defending this with absolutely everything, but it's just going to cost them both every lap. And if Behrman can get past Hülkenberg, which he hasn't been able to do yet, Behrman's going to get a lot of clean air, more than pretty much any other driver on track, apart from Verstappen. Nose 2 saying Hamilton giving a masterclass on defending. Yes, indeed. We're seeing Hamilton actually defend here. But it's pretty easy. You just defend into turn 1, run deep, and the other car can't do anything. But is Piastri going to make a move down at the bottom hairpin? Maybe on like around the banking. Does Piastri get past? No, he can't. So Piastri is super close. Could be Piastri into the final turn of the circuit. So Piastri on Hamilton. That is the real battle going on now. And Behrman and Hülkenberg. Joy like saying Alfonso for second place. Jarsu can't even watch. Ed John saying the Badger is washed. Keep an eye on Piastri here. He's all over the hamster. What's going to happen here? Into the final hairpin between Piastri and Hamilton. I'm looking on board. Piastri looking very aggressive. Will Piastri send it up the inside? It looks like he has. It looks like he has. Surely, what about DRS? They're showing a replay on Sky, but we don't want to see that. It's old guard and new guard here, and Hamilton is getting all of the tricks. Can he hold off Piastri? I think he's been able to again. I think he's been able to. I'm going to look on board. I'm looking on board now. Yes, this was Piastri. It's a replay here, going into the hairpin, and he's all over Hamilton like a bad rash here on lap 19. This was, I believe, and as they came into the last corner. He didn't try and do anything there. He was trying to just line up. So I'm very surprised that he wasn't able to get it done into turn 1. I'm on board here looking at the replay. And it was just great drive out of the last corner from Hamilton. He managed to get a bit of a length. And by the time Piastri started to close, it was just too little too late. So Hamilton is just able... Piastri's going to have to do something different here to get past Hamilton. Lucy says fantastic driving from them both. Can the Behrman get past Hülkenberg as well? Laya says, bro is defending his life. Yeah, I think Hamilton is defending with his life here. But it's going to be all happen again here the next lap. So will Piastri try something different? Will he try to concentrate a bit more on the exit from the last corner? He doesn't need to be super close going into that corner. It's all about the exit, looking forward to turn 1. So, Piastri and Hamilton. There's about 5 tenths. But if Piastri gets a good drive, it's a long run down. I'm not sure it's going to happen. Behrman on the radio saying, mate, he's so slow. Well, Behrman, it's up to you. Behrman looks very close. Keep an eye on Behrman as well, on Hülkenberg going into turn 1. Surely the Behrman's going to get it done. And it looks like Behrman's got through into turn 1 there on Hülkenberg. So nice move there from the rookie on Hülkenberg, who would have been defending. We know that Ferrari is a lot quicker than Hülkenberg. It's about, it's up to a second quicker maybe, who knows. But that releases Behrman. And Piastri and Hamilton are absolutely neck and neck, it seems. Are they going to come together? Are they going to come together? What's happening here with Piastri and Hamilton? Hamilton has got that dog in him, it's fair to say. Alonso doing well as well. Yeah, the Bears are coming out for Behrman. But Hamilton is defending so desperately, I wonder if they will end up coming together. Regulation move from Behrman into turn 1 on Hülkenberg, but keep an eye on Piastri. Tanner saying Bear Goat. Is that his name? Is he the Bear Goat now? Potentially. So let's have a look at Piastri here. Piastri on Hamilton again. It's the saga. Remember, Lando's still got a pit and he's under pressure now. Meanwhile, don't even look at the lap time from Verstappen. Verstappen's just done an obscene lap time there. Second quicker than Norris. Piastri and Hamilton again into turn 1. Will Piastri... Looks like Piastri could be closer. Could be more of a run from Piastri. But if Hamilton goes defensive, it's very difficult to go around the outside. Can Piastri get it done? Or will Hamilton defend? Will Piastri end up doing the cut through and say, look, I was forced to do that by Hamilton, so I'm going to keep the position. Harry Boy is saying Hamilton is desperate here. It is brutal defence by Lewis Hamilton on Oscar Piastri. I'm having a look here as they were going into the very last corner. What was Piastri doing? Yeah, not interested in trying to overtake. I wonder if Piastri will try and take Hamilton by surprise now into the last corner, because the last few laps he's just been opening it up for a run down into T1, but Hamilton is showing so defensive. Hamilton was basically against the pit wall. As Magnussen gets... Is that another 10-second penalty for Magnussen? Didn't he already have a 10-second penalty? I'm seeing another 10 seconds for Magnussen. But I wonder if Piastri will try and dive up the inside. Shane says Taki Anui F1 goats. Yeah, I think it might be another penalty for Magnussen. Is that 20 seconds now for K-Mag? Amy says, let's keep calm, Oscar, but fight Hamilton. We need podiums. I wonder, and Norris has gained a little bit on Leclerc there. Will Piastri actually dive up the inside into the last corner and completely sort of mess up Hamilton's rhythm? Potentially. Still 29 laps to go. Yeah, we're over halfway through the race. No, we're not. We're not halfway through the race. It's 20... We're only 22 laps in. Right, so Piastri not going to get past Hamilton this time. Maybe it's an ERS charge lap or something. But, you know, we saw these two come together in Monza last year. And Hamilton put his hands up and said Hamilton made a mistake and took out Piastri. He ended Piastri's race at Monza. And Monza is a track where McLaren have done quite well in recent years. So maybe Piastri knows if there's another coming together, people might start to point questions at Hamilton. Say, is he too rusty? Christopher saying Sargent is catching Albon. Is Alex Albon washed? Maybe Albon could be washed. 20 seconds from Magnussen. Go on, Magnussen. How many can we rack up here? Max is going to be sat in the pits for... I think he may as well get a cup of tea. Look at Behrman, by the way. Look at the times from O'Behrman. We want to see, can O'Behrman do faster times than Russell and Alonso? That's a critical question here. Piastri, half a second on Hamilton. What can he do? Isabel saying K-Mac going to lose his seat to Behrman next year, possibly. 10-second penalty for cutting the corners. Wow, he must have gained an advantage there. Meanwhile, Piastri looks like it could be close. Will he do that dive up the inside into the last corner? Will he do it up the inside? The surprise move? No, doesn't seem like it. Go on, Oscar. We want to see a move here. We want to see a move. We want to see a move. Yeah, how will Russell feel if he gets overtaken by Behrman? Russell will no longer be... It looks like very close between Piastri and Hamilton. I just wonder if Piastri will say, you're squeezing me out, and just cut through and overtake that way. I mean, with my sort of racing driver hat on, that's what I would think about doing. But you let me know if that would be a little bit maybe unethical. But who cares about that, to be honest? Snowline's just noting that Verstappen is absolutely cruising here. It's only a 6.6 second gap though. It's not. But he's probably managing that. He's genuinely having a cruise. Is Verstappen? Like, there's no pressure for Verstappen here. No, she says Russell has 7 seconds on O'Behrman. Yeah, but let's see. Let's see. Can O'Behrman drive faster than Russell? We'll have to see. By the way, Hamilton needs to pit any moment, surely. Surely Hamilton is waiting for a safety car. So Piastri must be so frustrated, like, Hamilton, mate, just let me through. You're not really in my race. Unless there's a safety car. I'm having a look at K-Mag. Oh, my goodness me. If he's got a 10-second penalty for that, that's very harsh. Because K-Mag was making a move. He was squeezed out by someone. He was squeezed... No, oh, actually, no, I'm not sure. He should have given that back. It was Tsunoda was grassing up Magnussen, saying that Magnussen basically did a big old dive bomb up the inside. And he went a little bit wide on exit. He should have given it back. But he didn't, and he's now got a 10-second penalty. So it hasn't really worked out. What's happening with Max and Norris? Well, they're a long way apart. Remember, Norris needs to pit again. So I think Charles Leclerc surely is going to be sizing up Lando Norris. Charles Leclerc on the fresher tyres, on the hard tyres though. Ed John saying it's easy 32s. I'm not sure anyone else can be in those 32s. Red Bull domination here in Saudi. Look at O'Bearman, by the way. 33.9 for O'Bearman. 3/10 quicker than Russell. O'Bearman faster than Russell, Alonso, Piastri, and Hamilton last lap. So the Bearman is on the move. Can he close that gap to George Russell? Let's see. DV saying Perez is keeping pace. I mean, it's hard to argue on that basis. Are we going to see an unlikely championship charge from Sergio Perez? Remember, all it will take is for Perez to finish P2 in most of the races and Max have a couple of DNF issues, and then before you know it, Perez is in lead of the championship. Piastri needs to get past Hamilton here. Will we see Charles Leclerc get past Norris and so on? Well, welcome Jose Lopez, P. Langeville and Cormac. If you're enjoying the stream, please do hit that subscribe button if you're new here. We do the watch-alongs. We do them every single race. We're going to be at all season. What about Charles Leclerc on Lando Norris? What about Leclerc? What can he do on Lando into turn 1? Oh, is he going to get it done? It will depend how much Lando is defended. It must be very, very, very close. I'll try and let you know. But it looks like Leclerc wasn't quite able to get that done. And the same for Piastri on Hamilton. Gabriella says Alonso needs to push on Oscar. Yes, welcome to all the new subscribers. Great to have you on board. Snowland, how sad for Hamilton that his new role is to block traffic for Russell. And Steven saying it's great to see Norris holding off Leclerc. It's great to see drivers like really defending. But I think it puts the onus on the drivers following to really do something here. Do something out of the ordinary. I think you need to make a surprise. We remember, wasn't it Verstappen trying to overtake both of the Ferraris at Monza last season? Or was it Perez or Verstappen? And in the end, he had to do something very creative. Sainz is not well. Sainz just had an operation. That's why he's not here. Why has Bearman not got a red mark on this? I think because he came in so late. But we know that Bearman is driving for Ferrari. And again, well, in the 33.9s from Bearman. So Bearman was a second quicker than Alonso that lap. Looks like Alonso sort of turned. Maybe Alonso made a mistake. But last lap, no, he wasn't. I thought Alonso was in the 34s. My bad. He wasn't. Alonso was actually doing okay. So Norris on the radio. Not sure. Oh, big drama between the Cash App RBs and the Williams. Have a look at that battle between Max and Tsunoda, Ocon, Albon and Sargent. And by the way, Daniel Ricciardo, ever since his pit stop, has been stranded off the back. I mean, this season gets bad to worse for Ricciardo, I think. I think he'll be very frustrated to be there. Possibly might have damage on his car because he came in early for a long pit stop. And Leclerc has got past Lando Norris, by the way. So if you are on the Tifosi, this is the podium I'm predicting. I'm predicting Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc. That's what I said at the beginning. With whatever knowledge I have. But so far that has materialised as we now are at the halfway mark of the race. So Norris and Hamilton will need to pit. And if Norris pits now, Norris will come out, I think, about P10 or so. I think Norris will come out behind Bearman. I think Bearman is provisionally in P7. Chat, do we agree? Do we agree or disagree? Lucy saying Bearman doing amazing. Christian's got the bear out. Martin saying the red bear. Yeah, Sainz is at the track. Ominously. Christopher Rain saying Bearman shaved a second on Russell. Not quite this time. Russell's got it back. But Bearman's definitely on the pace. So, yeah, I think Norris and Hamilton are on terrible strategy. The only way it works for Lando is if there's a safety car now, it works out well. But I don't think Lando has gained that much on where he would have been, to be honest. Like, I really don't think it was a good move from Lando on a pure racing perspective, unless they wanted to lead the race, because that brings with it a lot of marketing exposure. And maybe McLaren will say in their sponsorship pitches to sponsors, hey, sometimes we do stuff like we just lead the race. So we give you more exposure. Isabel Flug saying gaps not as large. Oh, I'm not sure. We're halfway through. And Verstappen is already a minute up on Bottas. So if you double these gaps... it could get pretty ugly, I think. For example, if you double these gaps... Verstappen may lap all the way up to P10 like he did in the last race. Martin saying Bearman can get a P5. Look at the Ferrari emojis coming out in the chat as well. Great to see it. Those two, Alonso can't close up on Lewis despite Lewis defending Piastri. It's embarrassing. Like I said, I predicted Alonso would go backwards in this race. I don't think that car has the race pace. Will I do a watch along? I might do my first ever watch along on the new watch along channel for IndyCar. That would be great if it works. Dorian Pin is in the Mercedes garage. The Pin who wins. Arguably the fastest female driver in the world there, Dorian Pin. So great to see her get some exposure on in Formula 1. Yeah, Andrew says it's not a good time for Mercedes. Welcome, Michele Petroni. So when are we going to see Norris and Hamilton pit? I mean, are they going to do a weird strategy where they go onto the softs at the end or something? Are they going to go medium to softs? And hang on, how does... Well, ooh, is that a bit of an interesting strategy? I don't think Piastri's waiting. I think Hamilton's just defending like an absolute dog here. Hamilton's just defending. And I'm surprised that Alonso and Russell aren't catching up here. Look at Behrman, 33.6 for Behrman there. So Behrman again just ekes a little bit into Alonso and Russell, not by a huge deal. But every lap Behrman may be getting more and more confident. Remember, we saw Lance Stroll make a mistake. Lance Stroll's not a rookie anymore. So driver error at these circuits can be a big thing. CC, Alonso giving Aston's false hope during the sprint race. No worries, John. We got the best chat. This is the best chat you get. It's like, no stupid questions. Very, very, very helpful. It's genuinely the best chat. We're very lucky to have that here. So yeah, Piastri, but you could... If we're honest here, Piastri is basically inheriting P4 whatever happened, unless there's a mad safety car. In which case, if there's a safety car, maybe Verstappen will be like, I'll go back on softs. If there was a safety car now and you're Verstappen, would you box to go on softs? If you knew that Perez was going to get boxed as well, if you're going to double stack. No, she says Behrman has gained 1 second over 10 laps. He's not catching anyone. Soldat says, Kireth, my man. Welcome along, Soldat. And Size X as well. It's a Saturday race. We'll be back Sunday for Australia. It'll be early morning, though. I'll be here. Scoo saying, Behrman, great P9 on debut. I think he's going to inherit more than that. I think he's got a big inheritance coming his way. Mark saying, Verstappen bring for stop. Affinity saying, best chat. Agreed. Can we get a race status in the chat, and I will pin it? Can we get a race status? Like Gasly retirement lap 1, Stroll retire safety car. Prandl saying it's going to be a Red Bull domination all year. No, not this Sunday. It's in a few Sundays. Next Sunday, I'm going to be streaming Formula E Sao Paulo. I'm on board here with Tsunoda, who I think was been defending hard against... Is it K-Mag? Yes, it is. Max would always put Tsunoda in the wall, and then the Alpine went past Tsunoda. Tsunoda's going to be furious. What dangerous driving, he says on the radio. Magnussen is going to get another 10 seconds, maybe, for almost putting Tsunoda in the wall. Max is just racking up the penalties. He's like, put it on the tab, mate. He's unfazed. The bear eats all. Eren says Max always pits at safety cars, but Hamilton doesn't. Oh yeah, Abu Dhabi 2021 vibes. I'll tell you what, there is some great battling in that Magnussen group. Like, that is where the entertainment is. And in fact, Ricciardo and Bottas are sort of catching up. It's sort of it's five-a-side football back there. That's really what it's all about. They are nose to tail, and they all hate each other. Snowline saying Yuki turning the... Yeah, K-Mag just doesn't care. He doesn't give a about this anymore. Don't talk bad about Ferrari, they will ban you. Ferrari should do better. They have terrible team strategy. Leia saying K-Mag has that Daug in him. I'm just watching this now. I'm watching... is it Albon trying to go around the outside of Tsunoda? It gets bad to worse for Tsunoda for the Mastercard RB Capital One Cash Apps. Is Tsunoda going to go backwards? Tell you what, Albon would love doing a move on Tsunoda here. License saying Magnussen backing up to let Hulk pit. Oh my goodness, 5D chess here. Nah, it's not enough of a gap, mate. There's not enough of a gap. There could be. It could be the 5D chess. It's almost 20 seconds. Magnussen, the best teammate. Magnussen, the best teammate. Yes, hit that like button if you don't mind. We always underperform on the like front. We're like Haas on the likes. We can get up to 300 likes. We can do it. Is Oscar out? Oscar is not out. You can see that he is P6. When's Lando going to pit? When's Hamilton going to pit? Are they going to try and go to the softs at the end? Verstappen 32.4, casually driving a second quicker than pretty much everyone else other than Perez and Leclerc. I wonder if Leclerc is just absolutely managing this pace now because he knows that Norris and Hamilton need to pit. Whatever happens, safety car, no safety car, Hamilton and Norris need to pit again. Will Logan Sargent cause a safety car, though? There's a lot of barriers here. Those who say Russell and Alonso are disgraceful. Why are they disgraceful? David, some drivers over 6... Yeah, Verstappen is coming up. Verstappen lapping that pack could be very interesting. Verstappen is only, what is he, like 30 seconds behind that pack, maybe? Or 20 seconds behind that pack? Like, how is Verstappen going to get through, like, this civil war that's going on from P12? Because they're sort of in the hunt for points. Like, the potential points, you know, if stuff happens ahead. Now, how about O'Bearman? O'Bearman, again, just doing a little bit better than Russell the last lap. In fact, this time, Sector 1, he went 6/10 quicker in Sector 1 than Russell. So can O'Bearman start to get into George Russell? Because Norris and Hamilton will end up behind O'Bearman when they pit. Well, it's close with Norris, but I think they will, unless there's a safety car. Ragavir says, will Carlos Sainz be back at the next race? I'm not sure. I do not know, to be honest, but the way he's sort of nosing around, then potentially yes. Potentially. Mark says, disgraceful. It's only sweat. Sweaty boy Russell. Okay, so what's going on right now as there are only 18 laps to go? So is Verstappen going to catch that pack? Well, Verstappen is lapping in the mid-32s, and that pack are lapping in the 35s. In the high 35s. Verstappen is 3 seconds a lap quicker than that pack. So he will be there in about 7 laps time. He will be there. So they better sort themselves out. Look at that. Magnussen, Ocon, Tsunoda, Albon, Sargent, Ricciardo and Bottas are all separated by 4 seconds. It's a midfield day today. It's a midfield day. Kentucky's not on the bandwagon, can't stand Ferrari behind Carlos Sainz and can't wait till he leaves. What? There's a bit of a contradiction there. Welcome, Arav, the big channel. Welcome along. So a safety car would make this very interesting. Logan Sargent, can you hear me? A safety car. And Albon does get past Tsunoda. I'm going to try and have a look at it. What's happened here? Was it into turn 1? Albon in the DRS. On the pit straight. Was it a late move? Was it inside? Was it... Oh, late move by Albon. What a move on the brakes. He's made Tsunoda look very silly there. He's made Tsunoda look like an amateur. Tsunoda tried to get past, back round the outside, but Albon shut the door. And now we're going to see Logan Sargent on Yuki Tsunoda. Sargent on Tsunoda action. It's Japan versus USA. PlayStation versus Xbox. As Hulkenberg pits. Hulkenberg pits. So, is Hulkenberg going to come out in the middle of that pack? Ooh, C says go on Albon. Sargent, baby. Yeah, Eagles. Get your Eagles out in the chat. Yeah, Perez only 8.3 points. So where's Hulkenberg going to come out? Is he going to come out in the middle of all that and cause chaos? Go on, Hulkenberg. I think he's come out ahead. I think Magnussen might be the best teammate in history. I think Magnussen has been holding everyone up by causing chaos because he's accumulated about 85 seconds worth of penalties. So Magnussen has done the deal here for his teammate, for his bro. That's exactly what's happened, right? Try's got the eagle out. Do we think Magnussen has played some 5D chess here? I think it's 5D chess. I think Magnussen He's just having a laugh now. He knows his race is done, and he's saved Hulkenberg. And Hulkenberg can get a point if Guan Yu Zhou breaks down or something. By the way, it's Guan Yu Zhou needs to pit. Guan Yu Zhou needs to pit, doesn't he? So Hulkenberg is provisionally in the points. Ooh. Piastri gets past Hamilton and then back again. I'm going to have a look at this. What happened here? Piastri and Hamilton going side by side, presumably. 5D checkers. He's playing the intergalactic checkers. Behrman, you were doing a mega job out there, but what happened with Piastri and Hamilton? So, as they came into the last corner, Piastri sort of made a move. He forced Hamilton to go defensive, compromised Hamilton's exit. Piastri was right on him, really close. As they go past pit entry down the home straight, Hamilton pins it pretty much to the wall. Piastri goes round the outside. Piastri's ahead going into turn 1. What happens here? Oh, but he locks up. Piastri had the move done, but he locked up. Oh, it's a mistake from Piastri. I think it's driver error. I think Piastri was trying to get it done. It shows how good Alex Albon was on the brakes to get past Tsunoda, and Piastri couldn't quite do it. Piastri was ahead going into turn 1, but he then locked up and he went deep and he went over the curb. Yeah, Magnussen is just having a banter race. I'm having a look here again at Piastri on Hamilton. Piastri is well round the outside, comes in close to the wall and just locks up the inside front. No. And again, he has to give the position back to Hamilton, so Piastri playing it with a pretty straight bat. Oh, no. Goodness me. Meanwhile, what's happening with the Bearmeister? 33.2, bit slower than Russell that lap. Is Oscar good? I think Oscar, if he can get past Hamilton here, he will be good. If he isn't, there'll be questions asked. Be like, why couldn't he get past Lewis Hamilton? Blue Trans Am saying, yeah, he just locked him up. It was a big old lockup. A big old lockup from him. David Max is probably doing online checking for Australia while racing. Yeah, maybe he's playing. He's playing checkers in his car there. So when are we going to see the other drivers pit that need to pit? Guan Yu Zhou needs to pit. Norris needs to pit. Hamilton needs to pit. Are they going to go on soft tyres? Presumably they're going to go medium onto softs. Presumably they're going to go mediums to softs. Yeah, Hamilton. Yeah, correct. And yeah, Hamilton still needs to pit. Bottas pits now. So Bottas was someone who... Why was Bottas so far back if he... Is it a retirement from Bottas? Not excited. So will we see Norris and Hamilton pit here? Looks like Norris may pit. Norris going to pit or not? Norris boxing or not? No. No box for Norris. It's going to be one of these ones. You know, Piastri's going to overtake Hamilton and Hamilton's going to... Hamilton boxes! Hamilton boxes here. So Hamilton will come out behind the Bearmeister. So we're going to see Hamilton come after Behrman on soft tyres. That's going to be it. That's going to be the battle. That's going to be the battle, everyone. Bottas is out, people are saying. I'm not sure. He might just be grey because he's been lapped there. I think he's grey's lapped. So Hamilton comes out well behind Behrman. That's why I don't think the strategy worked for Hamilton. But Hamilton had less to lose. I think it's really not going to work out for Norris. Because is Norris going to come out ahead of Behrman? Ooh, it's going to be close between Norris and Behrman. But Norris is going to come out on soft tyres. Why didn't Norris pit? I don't know. Hamilton, we're thinking of going soft tyres to the end. Yeah, I agree. That's what I was saying. Sign me up, Mercedes. Unleash him on the soft tyres. Unleash him on those softs. Roxy, if Max pits now, he should come out right. He's boxed already. If Max pits, he wouldn't come out ahead of Perez. So Max isn't going to pit. Max doesn't need to pit. George Rogers saying it is Anvil Clock. It is Anvil Clock, whatever that means. Behrman versus Hamilton. Let's see. This is the fight. This is a fight for that Ferrari seat. I'm looking on board here with Fernando Alonso. What did Alonso do? Did he touch the wall? Oh my goodness, he just grazed the wall there. The second Aston Martin do so. We know that was terminal for Lance Stroll. I think Alonso might have got away with it. Norris pits now. So Norris comes out. And what about Hamilton? The old Hamilton undercut here. So Hamilton's going to come out. Surely ahead of Lando. No, Lando comes out ahead of Norris. So Norris had to pit to cover off the undercut from Hamilton. Because look at the sector times Hamilton was doing. Hamilton was doing faster sector times than Sergio Perez. So Norris had to cover off Hamilton now. So Norris was forced into that, but too much he needed to pit anyway. So if you're Norris and Hamilton now, do you work together to catch O'Bearman? Because Bearman's in P7. Oh, it was a slow stop for Lando. It was a slow stop. It was a 4.1. Oh, it was almost terminal. Anthony Josh, remember, he's an investor in Alpine. You know, remember all these Jimmy Carr tax things. So Lando and Hamilton, do they work together? Bearman's not P6. Bearman's P7. Bearman's P7. Anvil clock. Norris on hards. Surely not Norris on hards. Norris on hards. They put the wrong tyre on. Why is Norris on hards? Snowline says, oh no. Right, so what happens if you Where's O'Bearman? Where's O'Bearman? Oh, there's Bearman. Woo. No, Steve. If Hamilton and Piastri can close up 6 seconds in 6 seconds and 12 laps. Keep an eye on the lap times, my friend. 1:31 for Hamilton. 1:32 for Bearman. So that is a second. So no Stooge, come back now. What do you think now? What do you think now about that? Isabel McLaren, stop cooking. What happened? What do you do if you're Hamilton and Norris? Do you work together? Do you don't squabble for P8? Do you feel like we can get P, you know, if you're Hamilton, do you start bump drafting Lando Norris? That's the big question here. And Piastri, it's worked out really well for Piastri. Remember, Lando wouldn't be in this position if he just boxed on the safety car. But maybe he wanted to try something different. Affinity is manifesting O'Bearman P6. Angelica wants at least one Ferrari boy on the podium. Well, you're going to get Charles Leclerc on the podium. Keep an eye on those sector times. Lando Norris. By the way, Max doesn't have fastest lap. Max might not get the point for fastest lap. But yeah, Lando's not on the soft tyre, but maybe they just think the hard tyre works better for them. Maybe they think it works better. So Lando has got medium to hard, which is interesting. It's hammer time. It's hammer time. So O'Bearman now under pressure. So O'Bearman 32.7. Keep an eye on the Lando time. Keep an eye on the Lando time. Lando time is going to be... Is it a low 130? Oh, it's only a 32.1. So is that going to cut it? Oh, 6 seconds with only 11 laps to go. Is Lando going to catch O'Bearman? And will Hamilton say, enough for this, I want to get past? If you want O'Bearman to get P7, put your bear emojis in. If you want Hamilton, you got your Hamilton emojis. Yeah, I don't know why you put on the hard tyre, but maybe they just think it's better to get in the window for them. George saying Max probably get another second in his pocket end of the race. JT Lando let him through. It's great news for Oliver Bearman, but I think only because Hamilton and Norris were too arrogant with their strategy, or their team were. Even in a safety car situation, I don't think it would have paid that many dividends, because I think other people would have also got on the softs. Carter saying, yeah, Lando is on softs. Sorry, the timing was wrong. The thing was wrong. Lando is on the softs. Lando is on the softs. So, scratch that. They're both on the soft tyre here. But can O'Bearman pick up the wick? Lando again went fast out of anyone in Sector 1. But O'Bearman is now driving faster than Verstappen and Perez. O'Bearman will have been told on the radio, you need to pick up the pace if you want to hold on to this. Where are the Tifosi? Where are the Tifosi? If you're Tifosi, you're always Tifosi. Guan Yu Zhou hasn't pitted. Norris is on the softs. Norris weaving on straight. Instant noted. Norris and Norris did the jump start. Why has Norris got a penalty for the jump start? Did we ever get to the bottom of that? Mohammed Ben Sulayem. Is he at the circuit? It's going to be close. It is going to be close indeed. It is going to be close. It is going to be close here. So keep an eye on those. O'Bearman is under pressure. It looks like Norris is getting away from Hamilton as well. It looks like Lando is getting away. Dia says everyone is a Ferrari fan, even if they're not a Ferrari fan. Obama, Lulu moves under braking, nothing. Lando does similar. Stewards noted. Right, so there are, everyone, 9 laps to go. 9 laps to go. Oh, was it a double movement? Oh, it was. It was a double movement by Lando, though. I think it was. I think it was. I think Lando could get a penalty here. I think Lando could get a penalty. Lance Stroll's car showing up. Don't worry about that. He's retired. He hasn't jumped back in. I think he'd get a penalty. And this is disaster for Hamilton because Hamilton can't really unleash what he wants to do. Who is the majority stakeholders of McLaren? I don't know. Where are we racing to date? Kat says, come on, O'Bearman. Get your clovers out in the chat if you want O'Bearman to hang on to this. 9 laps to go. O'Bearman 32.6. Norris 32 dead. So the gap comes down. The gap comes down. It's just 4 seconds now between Norris and O'Bearman. David, on a short track like Monaco, Max will lap so many cars. Snowline's got the bear out for Bearman. So just to recover, Verstappen's catching that group now. Guan Yu Zhou boxes now. So that's going to promote Hulkenberg into the points. So Hulkenberg's in the points now because of his teammate Magnussen. Look at Magnussen, how much of a gap he's got over Ocon and Albon. And Sargent's all over the back of Tsunoda. So I think it was Kevin Magnussen. He'll be getting a Christmas card from Nico Hulkenberg. But Verstappen is now going to need to overtake. It's real jeopardy. Black and white flag. It's only a black and white flag. How much is Lando going to get away with today? Lando's getting away with murder on the racetrack. I'm surprised Sophie Spencer isn't going to be doing the post-race song here. Because Lando's getting away with murder, frankly. Another one. Yeah, enemies to friends at Haas, for sure. Bearman at this pace, will Norris catches or not? Bearman's on it. Bearman being told, yeah, we believe so in 4 laps. So Ferrari think Lando is going to catch O'Bearman. Ooh, get a move on, Oliver. Get a move on. Lando takes another 4 tenths out. Oh, something's gone wrong for Guan Yu Zhou in the pits. It's a really slow stop for Guan Yu Zhou. They couldn't get the front right on. The guy on the front left just sitting there. Like, awkwardly. It's an awkward one. Right, 8 laps to go, everyone. 8 laps to go. Yeah, Bearman in P7. Hamilton does the fast sector out of anybody. Will there be a late red flag here or a late safety car? Tane, come on, Bearman. You can defend. Martin says, Bear, shift into top gear. Chai's got the bear out. Raj says, Oliver, move it. Chat, do we want to see Bearman take over P7 and outscore Lewis Hamilton, who's going to take that seat next season? This could be a big statement from Bearman saying, you know what, get rid of Hamilton, I'll do it for you, and I'll do it cheaper as well. Zoe says, the best race ever. I wouldn't go that far, Zoe, but I have really enjoyed this watch along. It's honestly been one of my most favourite. Such a relaxed watch along, following what's going on. There's always a story. There's always a story. And yeah, it's great to be just chilling with all of you again. It's awesome. Last week was obviously a bit dramatic in different ways. Is Hamilton going to try and get into Lando here? Look at that. Well, Bearman, that time, responding. So the gap now is about 3.8 seconds with 7 laps to go. Simon, Norris has a bigger problem with Hamilton than Bearman has with Norris. Yeah. I think Norris might have cooked it or something. This is great news for O'Bearman. And I think Verstappen might just sit behind that pack. Have a look at the Verstappen lap times. 33.1. So he's going half a second slower than Bearman. I think he just doesn't want to get involved. for the next 7 laps, the Red Bulls are just going to hold position. Do you agree with me or not? See, he says, hold on Alonso. I think it'd be a great result for Alonso to get P5. He's just done his fast lap of the race. I think it'd be great for Alonso. I'm on board here with Albon on Ocon. Albon goes around the outside. He's one of the few drivers who's been able to make that round the outside move work into turn 1. Mark, let's not forget Behrman is driving the second fastest car out there. Yeah, but he's, you know, but you could put me in it and I'd have crashed it on the formation lap. Mark says, Behrman, go. Welcome, Carson Thornburg. Don't forget to vote for driver of the day. Yeah, Mr. Zaza. Is there any way Norris will pass Oscar Piastri? You mad, son? No. Max is saving tyres and go fast. That maybe needs to have that gap. But Max is really in it now. Max is going to need to navigate all of this madness. So is he going to try and pick off Sargent here? Max is going to try and pick off Logan Sargent. There we go. Danger time. It's the most dangerous time of the race for Max Verstappen because he's got to pick off this midfield. Next is going to be Snowden. And to be fair to him, it's also spread along. I mean, look at the Haas. The Haas's have done so well. How have the Haas's done so much better than the Visa Cash Apps? And the Alpines and the Stakes? I've no idea. Ragavir saying Piastri is a better driver than Norris. Well, I've been saying that before the race. I would say this race, I've been pretty much spot on with all my predictions. So make sure you watch the F1 show. Like, if you don't know what the F1 show is, make sure you're subscribed. I know so many of you are. I can see everyone in the chat. But the F1 show, the podcast will come out on this channel on Tuesday, where we'll cover all of this stuff, all of the reaction, all of the news. We'll talk a lot about Behrman. Is Gasly back in the race? No, I think it's just the transponders are picking up. So I think the transponders are just picking up there. Martin says that was a hot take. Behrman's dad is looking nervous. He's with John Elkann, who's the president of Ferrari, or chairman of Ferrari. They're all really happy for Behrman. Go on, Behrman. Behrman was all over the curbs. Oh my goodness, he's scraping the plank over the curbs. Behrman is pushing it. What is the gap now with 5 laps to go? Oh, it's less than 3 seconds. It's 3 seconds exactly. It's 3 seconds exactly. It's another 4/10. Hamilton, if Hamilton gets past Lando, it could be close. It could be close here. I think Lando is saving Behrman. I think Lando. Rakovic, is Stroll still strolling? No, he isn't. Don't worry about Stroll and Gasly. Thank you, David Brown. Appreciate it. We've got a really, I think we've got the best community. So I really enjoy doing these. It's like, I was very lucky to be able to do this. Very, very privileged to be able to do this, to be honest. Having a look here, Hamilton trying to get past Piastri on the home straight. Norris, sorry. How the tables have turned. It's now Hamilton trying to get past a McLaren. What about the gap between Behrman? Oh, Lando was a little bit quicker than Behrman that time. But I think at this rate, I think Behrman is going to hold on. Christopher, I wonder if the sovereign Bahrain government owned McLaren has... Well, we're not in Bahrain, we're in Saudi Arabia. And no, Mrs. Arzard, Lando is not going to get a penalty for the jump start. It was noted. And he's got a black and white flag for weaving. And I think the weaving was... Maybe it's fair enough you get a warning, but it definitely was weaving against the sort of FIA regulations. Amy's having a bit of a cackle. Martin, Alpine driver's not having a good time. I would disagree with that. I think Ocon's done pretty well here. I think the Hasses have really shown good pace. So, Norris, only 2/10. I ain't going to cut it. Is he under pressure from Hamilton again? I think Behrman is going to finish P7. Do we think that's a good result for Behrman or not? Welcome, Sakura Arc. The weaving was a black and white yellow flag from Lando. Welcome, Andre Zarenberg. And Bojic as well. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Thanks, Sold Out as well. Xavi Andalusia says driver of the day must be Behrman. I think if you go to Dublin right now, all of the fans in the bars and the pubs are going to be cheering on Behrman. Martin, I hope Behrman would do well, but man, this is... By the way, okay, we talked about this in the podcast, so definitely look at the podcast we did last week. isn't it going to feel... I'm just going to say it. Isn't it just going to feel so much more boring in Australia where there's no rookies and there's no new drivers? Like, oh, okay, same drivers as last year. Like, we talked about in the podcast, should Visa Cash App RB be forced by the FIA to run a new driver because they're a junior team? Sizek says, great result for Behrman. Kat says, great result for a Behrman. Contrasted when De La Rosa was a sub. When was the De La Rosa's like 83 now. When's the last time he was a sub? No worries, Deadpool. Good to have you along as well. Phoenix, Behrman did great regards to position. Martin said Behrman driver of the day. Simon, fantastic racing. Only one red flag. I would say this has been... It's been a pretty decent race. Like, yeah, we know Verstappen's going to win it, but there's been some excitement in midfield. I don't know. I think if you're here to watch a battle at the front every race, F1 is not going to be the sport for you. You may as well watch Formula E. Like, you know, where you have to take attack mode. Like, you have to... So Formula 1, it's like, okay, great, Verstappen, that's great, but there is still so much stuff going on. And, you know, if Behrman comes back to form, you know, maybe... I don't know, anything can happen. If Sainz really goes off the ball this season, which I can't foresee, maybe they'll want to put Behrman in. JT, who's going to replace Hamilton at Mercedes? Maybe Kimi. Maybe Behrman now. No, he won't, because he's Ferrari driver. No, can Behrman catch up to Russell? No, definitely not. Stop with that. Affinity GOAT commentary and community. I think GOAT community is definitely not GOAT commentary. It's GOAT community. Who's got the fastest lap? Lewis Hamilton has the fastest lap. Meanwhile, Verstappen was overtaking an Alpine. That would have been Ocon, I guess. And it was pretty close. We know Ocon and Verstappen have had a lot of bad blood in, before. I'm just really glad we've got through with no nonsense, you know, from other broadcasters and whatnot. And I'm really happy. And it's Sunday tomorrow, so it's like I've got so much time to work on the channels and realise this vision that I have. And we're going to do the F1 podcast and the sim racing podcast, and I'm just like, I'm feeling really, really, really happy right now. I'm just super, super happy, super relaxed, which is awesome. Why did Hamilton stay out? He didn't stay out, he pitted. Angelica Canas, I wish Sainz the best, but I want to see more of Ollie. We all want to see a bit more of Behrman. We're all going to be buying the Behrman 2024 calendar, no doubt. More of the bear. Welcome, Star. Will Hamilton make a late move on Norris? I damn well hope so, but I think he's too far behind. Why did he say out a safety car? Because he was hoping for another safety car. I think Hamilton had less to lose, to be honest. I think Hamilton was going to end up around there anyway. I think it's Norris who had a lot to lose, because now... Oh, Ricciardo spun! Is it a driver error? Oh, and into turn 1. Did he ride the curb or something? Oh, it gets bad to worse for Ricciardo. Ricciardo's just spun. I think an unforced error. I think drivers under pressure now. Ricciardo. Honestly, Liam Lawson, always have your helmet with you. I think Ricciardo is putting himself under big damn pressure. Because at least Sonoda's got that dog in him. Ricciardo, I don't know what's in him right now. I think Ricciardo under pressure. I think Gasly is putting himself under pressure here. I think Hamilton's putting himself under pressure. And I think Norris is putting himself under pressure. That's how I look at it. I think Perez is doing everything he needs to. Verstappen is about to win this race, by the way. Leclerc's doing great. Piastri's doing great. Alonso's doing great. Russell's doing great. Behrman's doing great. Norris underperforming. Hamilton underperforming. Hamilton Magnussen doing great here. Albon doing great. Ocon's done well here. Tsunoda, Sargent, Ricciardo underperforming, and Bottas and Guan Yu Zhou. I mean, I don't know what's happened there with the state cars. And Stroll obviously is under pressure, even though his dad owns the team. That's how I see it. But you let me know. That's my washed list. Maybe in the podcast we'll do a washed list. By the way, what should we call the podcast? Max Verstappen has won, by the way. Verstappen wins! They're probably going mad on Sky, but we knew that was going to happen. Oh, Leclerc gets the fastest lap, does he? On the line. Does Leclerc get the fastest lap? Oh, cheeky boy Charles. You cheeky, cheeky boy. Has he done it? Has he done it? I need to see. The Red Bull mechanics clapping. It reminds you of sort of like when you see Kim Jong-un going into an event and everyone's sort of clapping. No one's ever made that comparison before. Charles Leclerc, yes, gets the fastest lap. Cheeky boy Charles. Mapsy can't take it anymore. And Behrman did finish P7. Yes, Lord Percival. Charles Leclerc, a.k.a. Percy. Snowline's happy. Matt McGuigan. Hamilton needs to switch to dribbling a mini metro. I don't know what that means. George says, yes, Charles. Fit a bit. Don't understand that, but we've got plenty of Dutch people here. Cheeky Charles. CheekyCharles.com. Oh, Behrman's dad is happy. The chairman of Ferrari is happy. John Elkman. That might be Behrman's bro is happy. It's all smiles in the Behrman household tonight. Good day for Ferrari. Okay, let's run through. Chat, let's run through. I want to hear your thoughts. Okay? Let's take our time here. Verstappen, let's do rankings. Okay, let's do rankings. Because then I can come back to it in the F1 podcast. So, Verstappen, 10 out of 10. Chat, Verstappen, 10 out of 10? Do we agree? 10 out of 10 for Verstappen. What do we think? Bearman's tag can breathe again, yeah. We need a Bearman camera, like, you know, like you can choose all your cameras and you want just some Bearman. Ender says 10. Isa 10. Tanya 11. Agreed. Zavi agreed. Okay, 10. Perez, for me, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for Perez, chat. Right Perez in your ranking. Yeah, he didn't lead the whole race, but still a 10 out of 10. Like, and he didn't get fast lap, but for me, it's still a 10 out of 10. What about Perez? Remember, Perez did get a penalty. Oh, damn! Doesn't Perez have a 5-second penalty? Whoa. Unsafe release, right, for Perez? How was that ended? Whoa, hold your horses. This might be legendary from Charles Leclerc. We might have missed an absolutely legendary performance from Charles Leclerc. Penalty already applied. Wait. Put the wait emojis in. Hang on. Do everyone wait? Gap is exactly 5 seconds. What does it mean? Wait. I'm waiting for the standings to show. I don't think it's showing on that. He was 10 seconds ahead. I want to see the official. Okay, he's gridding up in P2. He's on the thing in P2. Okay. So Perez 9 out of 10. The unsafe release is not a fault. So I think Perez 9 out of 10. People broadly agree. Some people saying 8. Leclerc 9 out of 10 for me. Cheeky Charles 9 out of 10. Isabel says Forza. I want to see some Forza Motorsport. I think Charles Leclerc 9 out of 10. Phoenix says 9. What are we thinking? Let me know. Costas 9.1. Nicholas 9. Raj says 20 out of 10. Roy says 9. Savvy says 9. Amy's going to check the official highlights. Oh, some sparks come out. Oh my god. Is that safe? Some explosive on the grid there. Snowline says 9. Isabel 9. Okay. Everyone's coming. Okay. Piastri. Can I give Piastri less than 9? What about Oscar Piastri? Max Verstappen gets congratulated by the mechanics. JT 9, Anya 9, Phoenix 7.5, 9, 8, Luce says 10 out of 10 Piastri, Roy says 7, K8. Why would you not? What more could Piastri have done in that McLaren? And also, but he didn't overtake Hamilton, did he? Yeah. So I'm going to give 8. I'm going to give 8. No worries, Todd. I'm going to give 8. If he'd overtaken Hamilton, I would have given him a 9. But he'd never overtook Hamilton. Hamilton boxed. George Rogers not happy with these lax penalties. Okay, this is a difficult one. What about Alonso? What about Alonso? I'm going to give Alonso 8 out of 10. Can someone note these down in the Discord so we can come back to it in the podcast? Is someone organised enough to do that? Like what the consensus is, and then I can go in the podcast when I go to the studio and say, "Hey, this is what chat said." 8 out of 10, 8.5. Roy says 8. Ian says, "Ian, get out. It's your birthday yesterday. I don't know what's happened to you with this extra year of age." Natasha 8.5. Simon says 8. Phoenix 8. Gabriella 6. Gabriella. On Prakash 9. Itharu 9. Isabel 7. Pretty invisible race. Sometimes the good races are invisible. I would say Perez had a pretty invisible race. No Stooge, he gets 6 out of 10. He lapped for the same speed for 50 laps. Sounds, I don't know, 8. Maybe 8. Maybe it's a 7.5 as the average, I don't know. Okay, Russell. Nah, I'm giving Russell. I'm going to give Russell a 6. No Stooge, Russell gets the same 6 out of 10. George Russell. Chat, is someone able to collate these and put them in the Discord in a post so we can do it on the podcast? Zavi says 6, Ragavir 7, Affinity 6, Zoe 7, Roy 5, Chris 6. Affinity says yes, Kireth agreed. Are you volunteering? Raj says 6, Russell 6. No, Simon, Russell 5. Oh, how can you give Russell a 5? And what are you... Okay, anyway. 6, 7. The podcast is called the F1 Breaking News Show, but I want to get a name for it. Okay, so Martin with 10. So let's go on to O'Bearman. O'Bearman. Now, really seriously, what are you giving Oliver Bearman here? What are you giving Oliver Bearman? I'm not going to say anything. I want to hear you. Lucy, is that a 7 for O'Bearman? Felix, 10 out of 10, Bearman. 10, 10... 11, 9. Oh, wow. Okay, I was going to say he's ended up finishing 20 seconds behind his teammate, but... I think in the podcast, maybe we'll say the 10 out of 10 and we'll say, like, it's, you know... Wow, I think I have to give this 10. I think it has to give it 10. I personally wouldn't. I personally wouldn't. Because if it was a 10 out of 10, I think O'Bearman would have got past Hulkenberg quite a bit quicker. Okay, 10 out of 10, a lot of people saying that. Yeah, JT's broken it down about a second a lap behind, isn't it? So, right, Lando. Oh, goodness me. Now we come into strategy, but we're rating sort of Lando here. What are you going to give? What rating are you going to give Lando Norris? Given where Piastri is. 5 out of 10 for me. It's a 5 for me. I'm sorry, it's a 5. 6, 6, 7, 4, 6.5, 6, 8, 6, 6, 5, 8.5, 6. I think most people are saying 6 for Lando. I think the average is 6. Zoe's given it a 10. Isabel Flug, 4 out of 10. Yeah, we need to get to bottom of the jump start as well. Finty agrees. 6. I think we're gonna go 6 for Lando. Right, Lewis Hamilton. 5. 5 for me for Hamilton. He did defend against Piastri, but 3, 3, 3, 7, 5, 5 for the Diva, 4, 3, 0, 3, 4, -2, 2, 3, 4, 6.5, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4. Oh my goodness me. Woo. You guys are harsh. 6, 4. I think the average here is 4. I think the average is 4. Isabel saying 5, Bob 3, Liam 4, Hamilton 8. His driving was impeccable. Team strat was a bad gamble. I think you guys are averaging 4. I'm going to say 4. Right. Hulkenberg. What about the Hulk? What about the Hulk? 8. 8 out of 10 for me. 8 out of 10 for me. Gabriella 8. Affinity 7. Kabir 9. Christopher has retirement stats. 8, 6. Blue 8. Ended 8, 7. 8.5, 8, 10, 7. See Phoenix 8, 7, 8, 8, 9. I think we're averaging 8. I think we're averaging 8 on Hulkenberg. Gabriella coming in with 4. Goodness me. Gabriella, you've done an 8 and a 4. What's this? Okay, 8. And what about Albon? It gets hard now. I think it's an 8 for Albon as well. Martin 7 for the Hulk. What about Albon? I think it's an 8 for Albon. Albon 7. Martin 5. Dragovic 7.5. Are you guys just expecting brilliance from Albon now every time? Zoe 8. Liam 8. Kate 6. Affinity No Thoughts. Roxy 7. Zavi 6. Roy 6.5. Welcome Anand and Miguelito. Perez 4. Deadpool 8. Albon 8. Cramp 7, Nowport 8, Isabel fuck 5.10. Oh my goodness. Woo. C Rakovir sold at 7.5, Martin 8, Albon 8. Okay. I think that's going to average between 6 and 7. I'm going to round it to 7 because it seems a bit too harsh. What about K-Mag? I think K-Mag has to be another 8. Like, I think... Hang on. That definitely doesn't have penalties applied. That doesn't have penalties applied. Because Magnussen has like 87 seconds of penalties. Has Magnussen finished... Where is Magnussen finished then? The Denmark... Yeah, the Danish Minister of Defence. AKA Kevin Magnussen. Amazing teamwork. 7.5. 9. K-Mag 8. 8. Friendship points. 6. By the way, in the constructors, it's Red Bull on 87, Ferrari on 49, McLaren 28, and Mercedes 26 is where we are. Okay, what about Ocon? What about Ocon? I think you have to give Ocon a 7th there, considering the Alpine's so bad. I think I'm going to give Ocon a 7 out of 10. I'm going to go 7 for Ocon. That's what I'm going to do. 7 out of 10. 5. Apparently Verstappen's 100th time on the podium. Yeah, the podium ceremony is just about to start. I'll let you know what's going on. Ocon 6.5. Gary 7. Oh, is it going to be the Ferrari chairman going up or something? No, he's at the back. Seems like a really down-to-earth guy, that guy. He's just sort of chilling. He's not right at the front. He's happy to be at the back. Don't know too much about him. What did he do before, Elkman? Yes, the race is over. See you, Affinity. Welcome. We're not ceremony. We have to watch in the broadcast on your territory. And the Red Bull mechanics are on the balcony. It's a very weird setup here. You have the podium, and then above it, they put the Red Bull mechanics. So, okay. By the way, let me know about the rest. Anyone else you put the best of the rest, put them in. Yeah, it's a very weird setup with the mechanics at the top. Sergio Perez P2. Couldn't ask more of him. We gave him a good score. See you, Affinity. Jarsu says 6. Martin, put Behrman above the podium. Yeah. Just parachute in Behrman. Why not? Chris for 10 out of 10 for Sargent. 4 overtakes on the day. I think Sargent, yeah, underrated. I believe that. Sonoda 410. Sonoda was entertainment factor today. Sonoda was all about the banter. It was a banter performance for him, which we love to see. Thanks, Mac. Yeah, we're going to be back with Formula E next weekend. They're back for Australia. I've just really enjoyed it. So I've got so much stuff to do now. And exciting stuff that is just going to, I think, unleash. It's just going to unleash so much potential and content and get it out there. And I just can't wait. There's going to be some new branding. It's going to look very slick. You got to remember, I've got this sort of universe. There's a Kireth universe where we have this channel. We have the Discord. There's 4,000 people in the Discord. We have the newsletter that goes out to thousands of people every week on sim racing. Yeah. We could also do an F1 newsletter. We could ask people for their consent if they want an F1 newsletter. Who knows? So we can do all that. We've got that. We've got the website. We've got sim.doctor. We've got simracenews.com. We've got 2 websites. We've got the Motorsport channel. We're going to have a watch long channel, like if we want to do IndyCar and stuff like that. We're going to have tomorrow it will be all live, the gameplay channel. So there's sort of there's this Kireth cinematic universe sort of thing. And working with a lot of people in the community, we're just like, should we try this? Just in the community, we're just like, yeah, maybe let's try it. So it's a very exciting time. And obviously, Helmet Marco's there. Dr. Marco. Watching his protege. Haven't seen any Christian Horner today. Has there been a coup? And yeah, we can do some more stuff around that. We can bring more of a... When you see the Formula E star, I want to really push Formula 1 and say, look, we do this with Formula E. Can we do this with you guys as well? So we'll see. Especially if it's going to be a very dominant season for Max Verstappen. Which it very much could well be. Thought you were implying infidelity. What's going on here? Joylight's back in the house. What's this drama? What's this drama? Isabel says Helmut has had a conversation with Red Bull CEO Clinton Roll. The Red Bull staff member is getting the trophy. Looks really excited, as he should be, working super hard. Thanks, Roxy. Yeah, I'll be back for Formula E next week, and then Melbourne, which should really be the first race of the season. Who won? Have a guess. Have a wild guess. I'll give you one chance to get it right. No worries, Lucy. Some more trophies coming out. It's now the 3rd place one for Charles Leclerc. I think he's doing all he can do. I'm really impressed with Charles Leclerc. I think he's just, he's doing all he can do there. And now it's time for the champagne or the rose water it will be. And the driver's struggling to spray it. Doesn't really spray, it sort of dribbles out. Lucy, next time I kill those pepper yes indeed. Isabel, Dorian pin stripped, yes, because I didn't... The checkered flag was waved feebly, and then the team didn't let her know. Oh no! You're so good, you took the checkered flag twice. That's just incompetence from the team somewhere, isn't it? They just forget. Deary me. Goodness me. Well, it makes the championship exciting. For a while. Max is my hero, but I'm really rooting for the new kid. Yeah, imagine if Ollie Behrman had won this race. So there's fireworks now going off in Jeddah. Yeah, more events in Saudi Arabia. They've all got... Oh, Max has got a medal. They've given Max a medal. I bet he's going to take that off as soon as possible, like you see when teams finish 2nd in the championship. It's a bit sort of schoolboy, isn't it? So thank you, mods, for keeping an eye. Can I get you guys a coffee? We should set up a buy me a coffee link for the mods. We should 100% do that. I try and look after the mods around Christmas, but it's always hard to just give something that they want to take. The mods are just too generous with their time. But I'll try and do something. Isabel Flux says Dorian is still going to win all other races, I think. Yes, well, almost certainly. So 22nd of March, we are back in Melbourne, everyone. Back in Melbourne there. No, she can't appeal it. It's a team, ultimately. It's the Same if the car was underweight or whatnot. Maybe the stewards hired an independent barrister to review Lando's start. Maybe, yeah. Oh goodness, Sky Sports showing these big crashes. Thanks, Chaya. No, we should definitely set up a link, like exclamation mark mods or something, and then people can choose to do what they want. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this. Thank you so much for coming down. As you can see, I've stripped it down. I like having the F1 Manager footage, but because I just think it adds a sense of sort of presence. And you know, if people come in here and they're expecting to see broadcast footage, they will very quickly leave because there is no broadcast footage. But I just didn't want to risk it this week, and I'm thinking real long term. I want to get in a position where it's similar to what we do with Formula E. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun race to do. The time has gone super quickly, and I'm just very excited to now do a lot of planning and stuff. You're going to see tomorrow. I'm probably going to work late into the night, and you're going to see tomorrow. It's going to be some cool stuff. Thanks, AK the Fury. Thanks, Liam Clinch. Ben says that's really dumb. He really disrespects his medals. Does he give it away? But yeah, thanks so much everyone for coming. I hope you've enjoyed the race. It's another Max win. I say it's odds on Max winning every round this year, but a nice little story with Ollie Beerman. And the podium, I would like to say, is as I predicted. Max, Sergio Perez, and Charles Leclerc. So if you want to see more F1 content, go to my channel now and have a look at the F1 Breaking News Show, the podcast, the one with the thumbnail where you can see us in the studio. And let us know in the comments there if you have any ideas for a name for that podcast, because we want to come up with a cool name. Sort of a little investment we're making in renting the studio and all the graphics and everything. So we want to make sure we do the best job we possibly can do. But yeah, thanks so much, everyone. Thanks, Mac, Amy, Chaya, Vlatka, Christopher, Isabel, OnCrash, Kate, Soldat, Paul, Lucy, No Stooge, everyone else. Hope you have a great weekend. We get a bit more of our weekend, don't we? Because on a Saturday. And I will see you definitely on stream next Saturday for Sao Paulo in Formula E. So if you want to see some racing where you genuinely don't know who's going to win, that will be there. And then we'll be back Formula 1. Thank you so much, everyone. Really enjoyed it. And I will see you all. I'll see you next